I'd be fine.
Yes.
I feel like
Just
there
like
was
the white masking tape.
You could just color some of it red.
Yep.
I feel like
And
there
then
was
just like get the Sharpie on it.
I feel like there's one thing left that I was supposed to do that I cannot remember for the life of me.
Change banners.
Banners changed.
Do we need an iTunes review?
That would be good.
I haven't gone to, honestly, when I've been reading the feedback lately, I'm just waiting for it to say, they all start out like, everything's great and I love you guys. And it's like, and I'm like, but then it'd be like, but I have to tell you my thoughts on the show. And I'm like, okay. It's just been like this week I'm reading them like,
yeah.
Yeah, that's been like the past 6 weeks.
Yeah, we had a break once. I feel like once episode 4 really was like, this is what we mean. There's no more getting around it. Everybody shut up for a little bit. Like they were like, oh,
right.
Oh my God, where is so wrong? Oh, okay. And yeah, and then I just picked right back up.
I remember what I had to do.
Oh, good.
Long term.
Yes,
great that?
Quick holding.
It's too bright in here. I don't look good today. Do I look blurry? Should I take off my?
Yes. Oh.
Then I would be
what?
super. What? No. I can never get into this thing. I can't get into my own Twitch. There we go.
Your own Twitch.
It's always like join. I'm like, I don't have any makeup on. That's why I look weird. Oh, thanks, Mufasa.
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 Mufasa. Now we have no other way that we can say that name.
Are we talking about CJ Hunnigan?
No. We're talking about Mufasa.
What's the matter with you?
I think this show's gonna this new camera angle is gonna make me lose weight. Because I like this new camera angle a lot more. Like I think it looks more dynamic and good. But I just like I don't like it.
But you can see your jowls.
You can see my jowls, and I do not like it. Is that what people on the side of me see every day?
We all don't like. I was just saying it too when you were gone. I was like, I look terrible in this natural light. It's too early. But we're all our worst critics, our hardest critics.
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely hard.
I'm trying to trick me.
What?
Oh, mighty
Jeff just said,
euphemism.
like,
Raise
three
your head up
euphemisms before
high.
you came back. Everybody's just can't stop. I'm like, I'm gonna say it.
All right, and I like that we're facing each other now. It's really good. Okay.
So I shouldn't turn this way?
I just looked into the camera
for the future.
constantly. Like,
we can do that for the future. Right now I've got you reversed. I should turn this way always.
there you go. I like that. You look intense, man. Intense.
I was drooling a little bit.
It sounds like you're saying your wife's name. I don't know.
What? I
I
was
don't know.
drooling a
Matt,
little
your
bit?
camera is really clear.
Right? Well,
Is this the new one that you got for Christmas?
yes, and normally I have the USB camera is the one you're using for Skype, but today for some reason Skype auto detected this one, so I guess we'll just go with it.
Nice.
Yeah, so you guys get to see what the people see. the big show. Okay.
Oh man.
How's he doing? Does anybody know?
The Big Show?
Who's he?
Yeah.
He's got a
The Big
Netflix
Show.
show.
Really? The
Hmm.
Big Show has a show.
Is it called The
Yeah.
Big Show?
I think
Seems
so,
like a wasted
actually.
opportunity if
Yeah,
it's not.
yeah, it
I
definitely
think it's
should
called
be.
like the Big Show Show or something like
The
that.
Big Show show.
How is
Nice.
his name?
Okay, I organized it all in an ascending order today. So basically, you just need to go down, and whenever we run out of time, we just stop.
At least we don't have to
Ascending
do
order.
shoot tonight, so it's not going to be 2.5 hours. But bless
There
you.
it
Every
is.
time I say that, it is anyway. So
Yeah,
that's why we just made sure to watch Mortal Kombat. Like when I got done from doing my hair, I was like, put the movie on. And we got home at like 3:40 or 2:40 your
nice.
time.
I
Yeah.
still hadn't seen it. I started watching The Nevers today.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
pretty
was it good?
I
Looks
like
weird.
it. I like it so far. So far.
Mortal Kombat was the most okay movie I've seen in a while. That's my like. It was okay. It was okay.
You didn't hate it,
Alright.
didn't love it, kind of thing.
No.
You're into that sort of thing.
It was okay. I really, really liked the actors who played Liu Kang and Sub-Zero. I don't know who they are, but I need to see more of them in the future. They were just very good. The Liu Kang guy is so
I heard
ripped.
Kano was great. That's all I heard.
Yeah, he's funny. But it was just like, I turned to Ken. I was like, he's going to quip through every line he has to do. And the second it stops being funny is the second it becomes old.
Right.
And it stayed pretty funny.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, should we go? Are we ready?
I'm ready.
I just went to the IMDb homepage, and the first thing I see is Chloe Zhao holding her 2 Oscars, but like the way that she's holding them it looks like they're coming off of her chest
For Madonna cones?
in like Madonna Oscar kind of way.
Madonna.
I was like, I don't know if
did
that's
you?
what
They
you
were last
intended.
night. Did anybody else know? And we usually play like a game. Like we take them very seriously. I had no idea.
Yeah, I did know, but I didn't pay attention. Unfortunately, I think like this year there were so few movies that like.
They said there was 8. I was like 8 nominated. What 8? I didn't see.
What 8 movies
I was
came
like
out?
Kong versus Godzilla. Did Godzilla win? Like did he get the Oscar? I'm not sure.
Now that came out this year.
Oh yeah.
Truth.
Way to ruin my joke with your facts.
Laying down facts like it's something special.
Jokes don't care about your facts, Jeff.
I did hear that Anthony Hopkins beat out Chadwick Boseman, and I was just like, don't you have a lot, Anthony?
Oh, yeah, that's a bummer.
You know what I
Just have
mean?
so
Like, you
much.
have a lot.
I
Like,
keep
can't you
hearing
just-
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is like a masterpiece, and I want to go see it. Or I want to watch it.
Everybody was saying that Chadwick was likely to get the Oscar for it, and then like there was so much build up to it, and there was like all this like tribute to Chadwick Boseman that was going to be going on and everything, and like they switched up the order of things that they were doing, and like Best Actor was going to be the last thing instead of it being what Best Picture is usually last.
Mm-hmm.
So they did Best Actor last, and then like it was Anthony Hopkins, and Anthony Hopkins wasn't even there. He had gone to bed,
Dang.
and like
He's like, I have 10 of these, or maybe he doesn't have any. I'm not sure, but I think he does. I would like to think he does.
he had gone to bed, and when he got up the next day and was like, "Oh shit."
Oh no, he won for the Elephant Man. Yeah, he has one for sure. Jerk.
He's like, "Oh, thanks everybody." He put out some sort of like really weird message on the internet and was like,
These
kinda
poor
out of
old
it.
guys, they're like, it's like me telling me to do a TikTok. Like, here, tell everybody you really appreciate them. And you're like, I don't care.
You can
It's like me trying.
you can
telling
do a
me to do a
TikTok,
TikTok. Like,
Ashley. I'm sure
I'm
of it.
just kidding.
I'm
I
sure
know,
of
I'm
it.
sure. I tried to look the other day and I couldn't figure it out.
Okay.
I sent that audio to Melissa specifically so that she could do it. I was like, she's running the TikTok. Let her do something with this. She'll be funny with it. Like, it's already funny audio. Just.
She's-
No,
give it
I
to
didn't.
TikTok.
I have to go back.
Okay. Are we ready to
Yeah.
Oh shit!
do
No,
this
I don't
thing?
have an audition open. I should have my DAW open, shouldn't I?
That would be helpful.
My notes are so out of control. Oh, I should have sorted them.
Just use the sorting hat. Check. Okay. I think I'm ready.
Okay. Mine's open. I know I've been getting good levels today, so I should be fine. Because I've put in a few auditions today. You know
Yeah.
how it goes.
I'm excited for you, man. I know that's like literally why I reached out to you about this podcast, because I knew it was an interest of yours, you know?
Terrifying to actually like do that.
Like to get it, like if you got a job, it'd be terrifying.
No, it like that would be fun, but it's terrifying to like put yourself out there and open yourself up to the hurt of no,
Mm.
you know? But you can't
Yeah.
you don't get those jobs if you don't
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
yourself out there.
At least it's not like, I've had to go in auditions and stage auditions and they're like, that was great. Thanks for coming in. And you're like, right in my face like that. Okay. Okay. At least you don't know. It's like one step back from face to face. So, when you could be like, fuck you.
Ashley, you're so funny. It's like, at least you can flick them off. Yeah. And take that one to the bank.
Like it doesn't have to be right in your face, you don't have to see them.
I might like that more, honestly, being able to see somebody. Cause like one of the first times that I ever auditioned for anything was for the voice of Smaug in our high school rendition of The Hobbit.
Mm-hmm.
And I used my bellowy voice like I do. And one of the I was like a sophomore, I think, or junior, but like one of the senior girls who had been doing theater forever, all of her life. Everyone knew Meg Upton. Anyway, she was sitting right. She was sitting right in the front row and like leans up and is like, "You are so good." I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then I didn't get the part.
So. I love that you can internalize that.
Crushed me.
I love that you can internalize that kind of praise. I can never, like, when people say things are good, I'm like, they're being nice. They're just being nice. That's all anyone's ever doing.
If I kind of just like, I say thank you, but I know like in the back of my head I was doing this and this and this and this wrong, and like my breathing was off.
I get all of the. I get all the negative I take it too seriously, and I take all of the rest not seriously enough. Okay.
I'm finding that out about myself as well.
Yeah, it's
like, send me all the positives. If you have something bad to say, like, scream that into a bag and send it.
Yep. This show has really brought out the dark side of the fandom. We'll get into it though.
I'm sure we will. Okay. I'm ready when you are, buddy. I'll hit record.
Buddy boy, hitting record.
You ready, Ash?
I'm recording.
Sweet. Let's do this thing.
Today on the Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast, we're done with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but we're not done. We're never done. We gotta wrap this thing up. There's all kinds of theories that we gotta go into and feedback that we have to go into. All that and more said we have no control over.
We do have 2 news stories, by the way.
I know.
You got them?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Got them shut? No? Okay.
Cap 4.
Cap 4.
Cap 4 is one of them, yeah.
And there was set photos of Tatiana Maslany. That's just one that's close to my heart.
Was she all helping Yan bag yet?
Did you see those set photos?
I did. Mm-hmm. But she was dressed kind of nerdy. Like, I'm guessing, I don't know what Jennifer Walters is like in the comics before she Hulkified. Okay, here we go. Save it for the cast.
Save it for the cast, Matt.
Sorry. Okay. Tits up, chin down. Too far down, Jeff. Too far down.
Okay, sorry.
Welcome to the Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast. My name is Matthew Carroll.
And I'm Jeff Randall.
And in our producer chair today, we have the lovely Ashley Coffin. How are you doing, Ash?
I'm great. What a good ending.
Yeah.
So much to talk about.
Well, actually, before we hit Ashley's corner, I did want to mention a couple things up top. The main thing I wanted to mention up top is animation. Let me say that again. Before we hit Ashley's corner, let's just throw it out one more time to the animation deliberation guys. Because you guys went and gave some 5-star reviews, and because of all that, they're ranking already in the animation section of iTunes, so that is freaking awesome. Nice. Really proud of those guys. They've been covering Invincible for a few weeks now, and before that, Young Justice. I always want to say Injustice. But go give a 5-star review to Animation Deliberation, we're going to give away a shirt on the next episode. So I mentioned it 2 days ago, and I mentioned it now. Next week, we'll give out a shirt for someone who gave a 5-star review to Animation Deliberation. It really helps the shows grow and helps them find an audience. And so please go do that. And let's get to Ashley's Corner. What's up, Ash?
Was there one more thing that you wanted to talk about?
I want to do it later.
Okay.
Off the top, I just have to take a second to really thank everybody who reached out to me this week on Facebook and Instagram and on our webs, like our chats and our Gmails, in support of what was going on last week. Like, really, it means a lot, because that can kind of, we all take criticism differently, and it can take some, wind out of your sails. Makes you feel bad. You're just, you're human. It just happens.
Maybe I am doing something wrong. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, maybe it's me. Everybody hates me. But no, I mean, so many people. And then some people sent me some like really nice personal messages, like Greg Lake, Alyssa Jane, Dave Plockins, and just like so many people. It was really overwhelming and nice. And our group, everybody, are the Thirst Crew. You all know who you are. We actually started our own little thing, so I can go there and just say all the things I really want to say, and then they'll let me know if it's okay or not.
You get approval for whether or not it should come onto the podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
So
thanks.
Help me have boundaries, Thirst Crew. Help me have boundaries.
It's just too bad.
It's the Thirst Council, really.
Yeah. Which can't always be trusted. So that's it. I feel like I just won the Oscar for World's Trashiest Mouth. So I'll shut up. The music's playing, and let's move forward.
No, I love it. We love you here on the podcast, and we appreciate all the feedback, but negative feedback can definitely get to any of us. And we definitely I really do take the negatives too hard and take the positives too lightly sometimes. And so many people, every time we get those positive ones that are like encouraging us in what we're doing, I really, really appreciate those things. Because, not that we disavow or disregard anyone's feedback, but it is nice to know that it's not, when someone says something negative, it's not a unit, that everyone's not united against you. It's just like somebody's opinion. That's someone's opinion.
It's not a universal truth. It's
fine.
that one asshole.
Well, no.
No.
Not an asshole.
Only one.
It's one person's
Only
opinion.
one.
Sometimes a few people's opinion, and there's other people's opinions. It's nice. So,
Yeah.
So give your, we just appreciate y'all.
Give the feedback. Just remember, we're people, we're humans, we're getting it already, and I'm sure people heard it last time and wanted to set up and wanted to say their piece, but it's we got it. We know we're taking steps. We're paying attention to it now, and that's the last I want to hear about it. No. Just kidding.
So
Not
funny.
Me. I'm not a people. Don't you lump me in like that.
I'm not people. So what did you think of this finale?
Oh my God. So I remember I always tell you guys that I don't really get emotional, but I do. And I found out what it is that makes me emotional. And it is a well done action sequence.
Ooh.
I don't know if you guys have ever felt this before, but when Thor comes to Wakanda or, Cap
Sure.
picks up, it literally feels like someone flicked me in my nose. You know that feeling like you're going to cry when your nose starts to get all wrinkled up? You're like, oh. That happened to me 3 times during this episode, and I teared up, and it was definitely Sam saving the guy on the bridge from the helicopter, when the wings went into the ground. Ugh. I did want it to be a nano suit so bad. I did. I wanted the whole thing, but I'm okay with it. It has enough little things, and of course Bucky would make him a Red Wing, of course, with little Red Wing babies, booster babies. It was adorable.
Booster babies.
Kind of say I really enjoyed John Walker in this. They finally made me enjoy him a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I was Bucky and Sam at the end of that, where I could pat him on my back and then walk away from him for a couple months.
Yeah, you still don't like him, but he's.
Yeah,
he
there was
did
a little
good
back
thing.
patting. Yeah, he made the right choices, and now that he has superpowers, okay, you can play.
Now that he got his black suit, it's kind of okay, all right. You can be U.S. agent. I just did not like you as Captain America.
Yeah, but I mean, didn't it set you up for like how much you loved seeing Sam in it? I don't know if that had anything for anybody else, but it was just like, oh my God, you look fantastic.
For sure.
I remember you texted me whenever you were watching the episode. You were like, "Oh my God, he's beautiful."
Yeah, I sent you a slew of thank you because Ken was away.
Yeah, you did. You're like, I have to tell someone. Tell someone. So you're just like stream of consciousness texting at me, and I was just like, yeah.
I was talking to my phone. I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God. Send.
Bucky doing his superhero thing, like ripping that door off. That did it for me too. I love him seeing like what life is like as a like being a hero, having people thank him. Oh, I just love it.
Yeah.
I like John Walker's cosplay shield. It was cute. It worked actually for a little while. It worked.
Like it didn't make it through the battle, but you know, he did his thing.
He's just got to make a new one every battle.
You know, people, we got some feedback, and I'm sure we'll hit it if we make it to it. But like somebody was talking about John Walker, like you were saying, you know, they're basically comparing him to other villains and being like, well, if you like this guy, why do you like this guy? I've seen it go around about Loki a lot. You know, like people like Loki, but we still know Loki's a bad guy. The thing is, like, the thing about John Walker, I think that like doesn't work is him in the Captain America suit. Like literally him killing that person on the steps. It's like, it's just sullied something we all believe in, you know? And I think that's why I feel so negatively about it. More so, like, I also think he deserves more justice for that. But like, I think that a lot of it has to do with just like my feelings for Captain America and him picking up a symbol that I care for, you know, and then doing things I don't agree with it.
Do you think it would have been better if he had been called U.S. Agent at the time? Like, if he had already been going by the moniker U.S. Agent, like, oh, that's not something Captain America would do, but U.S. Agent, it makes complete sense.
Yeah, 100%.
I still would have felt like he is not Captain America. Like he's still like wearing a Captain America like outfit. I think the fact that he's been sort of demoted to U.S. Agent makes me now feel better about it. But if at the time he'd been calling himself U.S. Agent but dressing just like Captain America, I still would have been like, I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't like it one little bit.
Things are about to get weird.
Things are about to get weird.
I feel like she was talking to us, the audience, when she said that.
What do you think that she is talking about when she says things are going to get weird?
It's either going to be multiverse stuff or Skrull stuff.
Right.
Well,
that's the two.
If you recall, this was supposed to come out first. This was supposed to come out before WandaVision, and WandaVision we knew was going to be weird. And it was weird, but like maybe they were just talking about that, but also like the Skrull stuff is weird. The multiverse stuff is going to get real creepy. Have you guys seen I think it was fan art, but it could have also been like posters.
I think it's fan art.
It was posted in SB chat.
Somebody posted some fan art. I think it's fan art. I haven't seen any official poster for Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Oh.
Somebody posted
there were silhouettes of like Doctor Strange and what looked like some of the other heroes in the background, but like multiverse versions, and it was real creepy.
Oh, I hope so. I cannot wait for this horror movie. I can't wait. Every time Bucky would see Sam do something and smile, that melted my little ice heart. I loved it. I loved that Bucky knew to use the phone that was handed him to track them, because it's like, hey, idiots, great app, you morons.
Yeah. Having super old man Bucky like figure out how to use the app on a phone was pretty great.
Speaking of phones, what's her face? Valentina was using an iPhone. So, what do we think about that?
Interesting.
What was Sharon Carter used a Motorola, and they like. So has Disney gotten Apple to break their rules, or
is she not really totally bad?
Right. It could be. Power broker could be like someone who's working with, I keep saying this, but like
you keep believing that Sharon is not the power broker.
No, I never did not believe that.
I didn't believe it.
I always said that was the most likely thing, but I just said it wasn't. I just kept saying it wasn't a sure thing. this is how you get yourself into Mephisto knots. Like being so sure.
You did call that,
Still going to be accurate. Just you wait.
It might be.
Just you wait.
Just you
A lot of people I
Just
talked to,
you
that was
wait.
their biggest problem. Like even Katie O'Leary, she was like, it didn't make any sense. And like Sam, the way he was caring for Carly and stuff. And I think that's where we lost a lot of, who knows what kind of like interconnectivity, character building between the storyline that we were supposed to get with them, not just being like a group of villains trying to, give out the super soldier serum. They were giving medicine to, the refugee camps. That's a completely different motivation.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
So yeah, it's a shame. One thing about Sharon though, who's the actress who plays her?
Emily Van Camp.
Yeah, could not walk in those heels. She tried to have this like strong lady walk off. And like I even showed Ken and we were laughing. Poor girl takes it like a baby giraffe. And that wasn't the first take. They were just like, oh my God, Emily, that's it. We're going, cut. Just leave it in there. She's like, and that's, I noticed that about that. I don't think she's a scroll because why would she just use the face thing?
Right.
Scrolls. And Cap's probably on the moon. That's my last note. Like, probably. Now it makes a lot of sense. He's probably up there with Fury.
Yeah, maybe there is a moon base. Maybe that's where Fury was.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all tracks.
I love that we really don't know if he's on the moon. Like, and like we still don't know. Like that's still going to be a running thing for
They
a while.
said he's gone, so it's not like, because if he was at like somewhere just hanging out being old, they could still call him and go talk to him.
Could also be in the multiverse. Like he could have gone back home,
and just done it all over again.
Oh no, I just mean like maybe he came over to our universe to like give the shield up, and now he's like returning home where the life that he lived to like be with his grandkids and stuff,
Oh yeah, back to that makes sense.
None of it makes sense.
Or he's
I
dead.
still like the moon.
Yeah, I like the moon too.
One thing they need to stop doing, they're like that beautiful scene at the end, like when he took him to the museum. Every time they show a picture of Steve Rogers, though, I'm like, oh, I miss you. I miss you. Because I was like, yeah, Sam's Captain America. And then they show a picture. I'm like,
but he's a Captain America.
I know. They need to just stop showing his picture and I'll be fine.
Yeah. Just you have no object permanence.
I'll get over it one day. I'll get over him being gone one day. Chris Evans. He went a direct. Good luck.
I want to get behind the camera. Yeah.
Yeah. Follow your dreams. Okay,
Unless
I'm
your
done.
dreams take you away.
No.
All right.
Anyway.
So, is anything else for your Ashley's Corner, Ashley?
I'm all good.
All right. Well, we are going to send Ashley into her feedback cave, and she is going to round up some feedback for us while we do all the live feed. She's going to
Reverse that.
Is she?
She's going to round up the live feedback for us while we go and hit all this feedback that we've received this week as much as we can in the time allotted. So, you guys, guys, if you would like to tag Supreme Leader Ash at Supreme Leader Ash, man, I feel like there's missing elements on the screen. Oh, I think I know what happened, but it's too late to fix it. Tag at Supreme Leader Ash, and she will be able to get your feedback and use it at the end of the show. All right. All right, Jeff, you ready to hit some feedback?
On YouTube as well.
We are.
Oh yeah.
Oh right. What's her YouTube? What's your oh yeah?
She's like, not even there.
No. What are you guys talking about? Totally open and ready to go. I don't know. How does that work? Can you at me on YouTube? I'm just gonna keep watching it.
But can you just keep an eye? Yeah.
I got it.
We'll work on it. We'll work on a system for this. But yeah, the YouTube.
I'm gonna have to make a small app that just like collects all of the Ashley related things from various chat platforms and puts it all into one window for Ashley.
I really like the idea of just bang feedback.
Ooh.
And just like bang feedback, and then they write it, and then it goes to a Google Doc. That would be awesome. and then Ashley would have to. She could just chat with people, and then the specific and find other nuggets of feedback. But then the specific things people wanted to know, she could go over those, and prioritize them.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll add that to my growing list of projects to work on.
Yeah.
Put me at the bottom. It's fine.
Put me at the bottom. Okay, let's get into feedback. All right, Jeff, you ready to hit this feedback?
Sure thing.
The
Thomas McNeil.
Final feedback from new content for a while.
I'm clapping so much. Sorry,
let's re-say that. It's the final feedback from new content for a while.
Final feedback. So, damn it! Why do I keep doing this?
What are you doing?
I keep clapping like I'm.
Okay, it's probably not that big a deal, but yeah,
it is. It's a huge deal.
Okay.
First up, we got Thomas McNeil, one of our patrons and longtime listeners, says, I am absolutely loving the 2 Disney Plus series so far. What I can't stop thinking about is how much depth they have added to not only Avengers, but side characters and villains as well. Where does Zemo rank now as an MCU villain? Is it right behind Loki? What about Darcy and Wu as side characters? Going back and watching the movies will be a lot of fun. I hope Wu and Darcy have bigger roles in the next Ant-Man and Thor movies. Keep up all the great work, Tom, your guy on the ground in NY. P.S. They have been filming the Hawkeye series in Midtown. I walked by but could not get any good pictures.
Thank you for trying, Toms.
Man on the ground.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
He's been our guy on the ground in New York since back when they were first starting filming like Daredevil.
Yeah,
he was getting
Daredevil,
shots of,
JJ.
Yeah.
He got all kinds of shots of the like the wardrobe and stuff, like all the costumes on the rack for us. That was intense. That was good. Those were wild, heady days. And then there was that time
I forget to say how much I love. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
It's all right. And there was that time that we went to New York and did an escape room with him.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was freaking awesome. That was like the first listeners we'd ever met.
That was the first Stranded PandaCon.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah, basically. We did one escape room and got some beers. It was great.
In Brooklyn.
Yeah. But I agree with Thomas on his feedback here completely. I love the fact that we're getting so much depth to the world. We always talk about how Daredevil, we used to talk about how Daredevil felt really lived in, but that was nothing compared to this. Like, they would do throwaway lines to be like, this is a person, and that made it feel lived in. It did. But somehow this is just like, now we know Wu, we know Darcy, like, we know Zemo, like all these characters that we barely had scratched the surface of, we're getting to know them. And it's just makes for great storytelling in the future.
I really loved what Zemo did. I just had to throw that in there, like killing those people.
Right.
Was clutch. That was great. Just like the way it was done.
Though. That was
maybe.
Esnick.
I know, but it was Zemo. But was it also Valentino? I don't know, but maybe. But it was. But wasn't it? I don't care who did it. That was fantastic.
I love that little flipping that she does. Did I plan it? I don't know. Like, you'll have to find out. It's so great.
Mm-hmm.
God, it's something. It was there and then it's gone. Oh, shit.
Sorry, dog is barking.
I stole your thought, Jeff.
You really did. It just ripped it away.
Sorry.
You have been watching
doing that
the Mortal
a lot
Kombat
tonight.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Lived in. Yeah, that was what I was. God, now it feels like a dumb comment because I took so long to think.
I'm gonna edit this. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I mean, go.
Catch it on the re-listen. So, like, with Wu and Darcy being huge side characters now, like, there have to be other people to fill in those smaller character roles now, right? So, like, I really care about Carlos. I want a series about the fishing industry in New Orleans because I want that old guy that was friends with
just like
with the Wilson family.
Random
Carlos.
different people from the Falcon Winter Soldier or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, think about Sarah, was her name?
Borrow those wings, man.
I think Sarah was her name in WandaVision, right? Sarah
Proctor?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Dottie.
Like, she was a very small part of that show, but like her character has so much depth now. Yeah, like they could bring her back, and it would be so much more interesting. You know, we when that character was on and played the mother of the boy who died in Sokovia. Not remembering the actor or actress or the character's name.
She was Mariah.
Yeah, she was Mariah Dillard or whatever. Anyway, that character, when she comes on screen, it's like there's a lot of weight to that character because the acting is killer and the situation is horrible. But like, how much deeper could it be for Dottie? Like, we watched her being tortured for 9 episodes, you know, and like the same sort of thing. If like she came to whatever testify against Wanda, like I want more of it. It's so good.
Alfred Woodard.
That's it. Alfred Woodard. Gosh.
Yep. But yeah, like having, I don't know. There's something that just feels more. It feels more real when you watch the thing happen to the character rather than be like, hey, you remember that big event at the end of that last movie that you guys all did? Right. Yeah, somebody died there.
It was still really super impactful. I don't want to like discredit that scene at all. It's really impactful, but we weren't like witnessing what was happening to him. Exactly. Like we didn't so see that. Yeah. Like we saw the building fall in footage and we were like, oh no, good thing they evacuated the city. Like nothing bad happened because the Avengers are here. Yeah, it's a Disney movie, so you never actually see anyone get crushed. Everyone makes it just outside of the. Every citizen always makes it just barely past the building falling or whatever. But no,
like, ooh, that was close.
Yeah, but we saw Sarah Proctor getting, puppeted and tortured for weeks,
like choked.
Yeah,
in that last episode where like Wanda was like, shut up, and then everybody got choked. Like, oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
God, I wish I could do that. Everyone was yelling at me.
And with that, we'll move on to the next one. Hey, this one is it's about Ashley. Alyssa Haynes, one of our patrons, says, I'm sure it goes without saying, but there are way more fans who absolutely love Ashley than there are fans who don't appreciate her hilarious swagger and brand of thirsty humor. She's been a much-needed female voice on the pod. I just had to take a quick minute to give her a shout-out. Happy Fatwas finale day. I started my series rewatch at 5 a.m. Coffee emoji.
Cool. I can't even do 8 a.m. Like, 8 a.m.'s too hard for me. I do 8 a.m., but it's hard.
Thank you, Alyssa. That's why I keep saying that when people, we have this little thing going with everybody I'm talking to, and we're saying they are few, we are many. So thank you, Alyssa. They are few, we are many.
Oh, that feels like anonymous. It feels like the anonymous movement.
It feels like a weird culty thing. I like it.
Yeah.
We're
like one step towards one people, whatever. You don't want to see Ashley 2.0, okay?
Oh wow.
Let her thirst. You don't want to see Ashley 2.0.
We are
Hydra. You cut one head off, 2 more emails come. Leviathan. God, I'm such a villain. Next feedback.
Yeah, I like that you're only connecting with the villain sayings. Like, there's none of these are your heroic sayings.
Yeah, none of these are heroic phrases.
I like it a lot.
Well, it's not Captain Leader Ash.
It's true. Supreme Leader Ash. Yeah, it's fair.
I mean, if you wanted to go out of universe, you could say something like, strike me down and I shall become more powerful than you ever imagined.
No, if I say strike me down, people will take it in a different way. Like last time.
But Ashley, whose fault is that?
Mine. It's Loki's, actually.
Like she admitted to it at first and then was like, no, wait. It was Loki.
Tom Hiddleston's and Kevin Feige's.
Yeah.
So John Litz, God, I'm clapping again. Damn it.
I'll just do it with you, so you don't
no,
feel so.
please do not start intentionally doing it. These are all edit points. There's so many edit points already.
I'm so sorry. John Litz, another patron, says, "Oh my God, seeing Sam use the wings and the shield was incredible. Using the shield and the wings to save the pilot and deflect the crashing helicopter into the river was a true Captain America moment where Sam went out of his way to protect, where Walker would have easily just chalked up that life as collateral damage." Yeah, I literally cried. Yeah, I literally cried for the whole episode. It's Clyde.
Sorry, I was trying to figure out how I was gonna edit that. Oh man, yeah, John. I hear you. I cried a lot in this episode. It was just, particularly the speech got me. That's what really hit me. But
he did it really well and naturally. Like those speeches can sound so pretentious, even coming from like really good actors in scenes like that. It can feel forced, and I think Mackie nailed it. It was very natural.
Yeah, I agree. Could have felt really preachy, and I'm sure some people thought it was, but man, I thought it was really wonderful.
I think what helped though with the forced delivery and the preachiness that could have been there was the fact that it was more conversational. Because like he's standing in between a bunch of people, it's like they were just having a big conversation, and
he's not like on a pedestal. Yeah, that's
right,
true.
right. He's not like standing at a podium saying "you should blah," or not like not in front of a camera speaking to them, through the camera or whatever. Like he's right there, and they're just having a conversation, and I think that helps. That helps our podcast a lot. We're not just talking to the ether at people. We're talking to each other, and they get to join in.
Yeah. For sure. It definitely makes it a better experience to listen to, I hope. Otherwise,
somebody's gonna be right
solo
like,
podcasts. No. I've done a few, and they're always weird. Actually, I did a couple for shows where me and you just could not get together, and it was weird how not weird they were. I was like, wow, I can just talk for 30 minutes. I thought I needed someone to bounce ideas off of. Apparently not, and that's sort of sad. I think it's like, I don't think it's a good thing.
I think that's coming from your experience on stage, being there, just talking to the ether at people.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. What do you guys think the Walker would have tried to protect the people?
I mean, Walker can't fly.
Yeah.
So all of this would have gone down way different. I think they just would have gotten away. And Walker would have been like, nah.
Yeah.
I mean, he did kind of show us he twitched a little bit, but then he made the right choice. I do think he, always is trying to do the right thing. He is like a perfectly trained soldier. And, I don't know. I think deep down he is going to, and I think that's why, like, being U.S. agent, he's constantly just going to tell himself he's doing the right thing, because he just seems like that last scene when they're like, "Yeah, I'm back in the game." It's like, are you?
Are you though?
Yeah. No, I just think that you're a little gullible, and that's okay. It's cute. But good luck with what you're about to do.
You want to be a hero puppy? I'll make you a hero puppy.
That's perfect.
I just wonder how he will react if people don't embrace him.
Ooh, yeah.
If
everybody's like, you tried to be Captain America and you sucked. You think you're going to be better as U.S. agent? Boo.
Or, he does another dumb thing. Like,
oh, yeah.
And then he gets like, how many...
As long as he's not Captain America.
Because I don't know. I don't really like the way that it's a weird set of incentives being set up here. It's like he was kicked out and sort of abandoned, and it was sort of like there's that line where he's like, "You made me this. You made this." Like it's like they did that. They pushed him out, and then he comes back a hero. Like it seemed like very much a villain origin story, and I still don't think he's a hero by any means. I think I don't think he's a mustache twirling villain either. And I think that's the thing that like this show has done really well. And it's done it especially with all the politics and all this stuff. Like no one in this is a mustache twirling villain.
kind of feel like I might catch some flack for this, but
it's okay. Got so much flack. It's fine.
The week for it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm wearing flak jacket now.
So, oh God, I feel like John Walker, where he killed that guy and then got taken, like he got stripped of his rank, but then he got given a different position. It was kind of like being on paid leave, and sort of like what happens to a lot of police officers that kill somebody.
Yeah. I think that I don't think you're wrong there at all. I think a lot of the
and I hate it.
A lot of that scene
so much.
Was directly about police brutality, and I mean I think they might. I don't know what part of that was rewritten, but to me it looked like they were trying to evoke George Floyd, you know, with all the camera phones out and everything, and I agree. I think that him just getting to come back. Also, didn't he just break the Sokovia Accords? Sure, he saved the GRC, but he broke the Sokovia Accords. He was told to stand down and go away, and he showed back up and's like, I'm a super soldier though. He's not. He broke the rules. There's all this stuff going on about how you gotta follow the rules as a hero, and he straight up just broke all the rules and then showed up to do the thing. And now I don't know, I guess we as an audience forgive him. Maybe it's because he has people on the inside. I still have not forgiven him.
Yeah, no, I don't forgive him at all.
And there's a lot of people, I mean, we'll get to it. There's more feedback about that. But I think the thing is, he's not a mustache twirler. I don't think he's evil. I just think he's a human. And I think very, very few humans are pure evil. They're just acting on a set of incentives and a set of, priorities, and I don't think his are good.
#priorities.
Well, it's like he said, did heroic things when they were in the army, but it wasn't by the book. So everything he's the perfect anti-hero. Everything that he's doing was getting the results that the people wanted, but he was kind of doing it his own, punchy way.
Right.
Which is exactly what the Punisher does.
Yeah, but I love him.
Oh, we like Frank Castle.
Right.
His name is my name too.
We like Frank, but we don't respect him in some ways. We really think he's doing the wrong thing a lot of the time. A lot of times he's doing things he shouldn't be doing. He's crossing lines he shouldn't cross. He doesn't do it. And it's the writers. I mean, it's not like Frank Castle is a person making these decisions, but there's some pretty problematic things in season 3.
Don't burst the bubble.
Or no, season 2. There's some pretty problematic things in season 2 that what are you even doing?
I think that's a thing about Frank Castle, especially in the Netflix series, is that they weren't trying to make Frank the hero. They weren't trying to make him a hero. They were just the Punisher does this. He kills bad guys. That's his shtick, and he's unapologetic about doing it because that's how he is in the comics.
Sure.
So when it came time to do the show, it wasn't standard Hollywood formula of haha, he's a hero. He's doing bad stuff, and he's not saying sorry for any of it. He's doing what he feels is necessary. You hit the guy, he gets back up. I put him down, he stays down. That sort of thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Feels because he's doing it for the right reasons. That's why we like Frank.
Well,
but
I'm specifically talking about some of the things that I don't like are in season 2, specifically the episode where he thinks he's killed a bunch of innocent women because he fires through a wall. Yeah. He fires through a wall. Spoiler alert. He fires through a wall and thinks he's killed a bunch of innocent women, and then turns out he didn't. But then in the next episode, he's firing through walls again, and it's just you need to learn a lesson about collateral damage. And if you really don't want to be the monster that you're trying to avoid being, you're trying to walk this very delicate line where you do horrible things for the right reason and only to bad people, then you got to be careful about collateral damage. And he doesn't learn that lesson. And I think that's really bad. And I think that's bad writing. I just think it's really bad writing in that one particular instance. I thought for sure that he would come out at the other side of that and be okay, now it's time to be more careful. And he didn't at all. He's just firing through a wall.
I think that's more just the writing. That's less the the
It's not the ethos of the character.
right. It's not about the internalization of what the character is. It's
Right.
just like you like your goal is to make him learn a lesson he didn't. Do better. Do better, writers.
Well, no, that's the thing. That wasn't their goal, and I think that's part of his character. Is he doesn't learn the lessons. He just does the thing he does, and like I don't think it's totally not internalized. Like it's part of his character. Is he's just the guy who's gonna do the thing to hurt the bad people, and he's prioritizing that above anything else, including some innocent lives.
Yeah.
And that's John Walker too, I think, to some degree.
I mean, I feel like though Frank's not lying to himself about who he is and what he's doing. He's not like, I am a hero. He's just like, no, I'm a guy. I'm Frank. I'm here to kill these bad guys here.
I think that's true.
I think the thing with Walker is he's just like, John Walker, Captain America, hello. Excuse me while I cut this guy in half with the shield real quick. What? Like he presents himself as a hero, but then he's not. He's not he's not hero material.
Yeah.
You just didn't cut it, John. You botched that audition real hard. Anyway. There we go, clapping again. Damn it.
That's weird. I don't think you normally do that.
Palm stone.
I don't normally do that, and I don't know why I'm doing it so much today.
You're in a bit of a weird mood, and I think it's you've been auditioning all day, or like you did a bunch of auditions today. I think you're like in a little bit of a different brain space.
I am. It's got me in a different.
It's funny. It's
different
funny
place entirely.
I can tell, and it's funny.
No,
it's funny. I don't know. It's not. I don't think you're in that much of a different place, but you are in a little bit of a different place. I can tell the way you're producing or whatever. Well, the clapping and the
the way that I'm emoting.
Yeah, it's funny. It's not bad or anything. It's just funny. Okay, so you were about to say anyway and read the next one.
Yeah.
We do need to probably pick it up a little bit. We're lingering a lot on these.
Okay. Stupid joke.
Yeah, I just want to shout out to everyone in the chat real fast. They're at Supreme Leading like real-time answers to what you guys are saying, and I'm trying to like save them all, but I'm getting like multiple paragraphs from the same people. So I am going to try to read as many as I can, but if we've kind of gone over it, I'll probably use one of your other submissions. Just know like a couple people, I have like at least 4 big paragraphs from you already, and I'm going to pick your best ones. I'm going to do my best.
Yeah, that's always it is always Ashley's purview to edit. That's what part of what she's doing. So, at her so that she knows you want it included, and she will have to make the decisions about what can be and cannot be. So next one.
So next up we got Lydia Herbert, another patron. Says, great finale. The thing that stuck out to me annoyingly was John. He did a bit of a turn I wasn't expecting. I'm so glad Sam is Cap. I know we were all theorizing about Sharon, but tarnishing the Carter name like that is a bit much for me. That thank God we're not getting. Hold on, sorry. Okay. That thank God we're not British comment in your last cast made me crack up. We have made mistakes as a country. I don't remember saying that.
You definitely said that.
Thank God we're not British.
I said it.
Oh, did you say it? Oh, okay.
Of course. I mean, of course it was.
Yeah, that's probably you.
But I immediately said maybe we should cut this, and then everybody know we're joking. We're joking.
I think a lot of, with certain kinds of comments at least, a lot of sins can be covered up with just a well-timed. It was a joke,
which we did.
Yeah. So thank you, Lydia, for
we don't do enough.
Thank you, Lydia, for
love Lydia.
Understanding that was a joke, and enjoying it. That's fun. I love it. Lydia brings up John Walker again. I just think it just leaves me in an uncomfortable place because I don't. It's fine. I think it's what's great about this show is I don't feel sure about a lot of the characters. And it has started a lot of conversations because we can really talk about whether John Walker has he made a turn, whether he's a hero, whether he's a villain. Like, there are legitimate stances for all of those things. And like, I people that I respect can say, oh no, John Walker's just, a person from the military. He worked hard. And we've got some feedback like that coming. I don't know that we'll get to it, but we've got feedback. We've got feedback like that as well. That's just like John Walker is just, he's a hero, and that's the thing, man. People think that, and I don't see it that way. But it's like it's a fine opinion. There's not like the show does not make it completely clear cut. It makes it very dependent on your own personal proclivities as to how you feel about these characters. It's very interesting, and it's spurred on a lot of interesting conversation, and I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I love it.
I love, though, that you're like, yeah, we got some feedback that, people think that John Walker is fine, and we're probably not going to get to that.
No, I didn't say that. I'm saying that, like, it's in the feedback roundup here, but, like, we are going rather slowly, so we may not make it that far, is what I'm saying.
Okay, well, in the interest of let's get through it.
Yeah, let's get through it.
Jeffrey James sent us an email, another patron there. Says, anyway, in previous casts, you've been pretty critical of Zack Snyder. However, it looks like this new Marvel project... Sorry. However, it looks like this new Marvel movie is lifting Snyder's aesthetic for the set-piece fight scenes. Say what you will about Snyder, he's distinctive enough to emulate.
He's talking about Shang-Chi here.
Yeah, and I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree too. But I'd like him to expound on what he means, because I think, like, the only thing that I can see that feels Zack Snyder-y at all is
they use cameras.
No, some of the
it is a film.
One of the set piece that he's talking about, I think what he's talking about, please correct me, is that set piece of the big battle sequence with the dragons and all of that. Like, that kind of looks a little like some of the big fight scenes in Justice League.
Okay.
But I don't think they're similar in ways of... My roommate just turned on this really loud fan in the bathroom. Sorry. It's like, yeah. Just think to getting those claps out of the way. All right.
Oh my. Are you trying to say the slow motion scenes? Because I just had to throw that in there.
No. I don't mean the slow motion. Hold on. Let me finish what I was saying before I'm kind of like totally off track.
Waiting
now.
for the fan.
Well, it's going to be on for probably 30 minutes because that guy's bowel problems. Just teasing.
Wow.
I'm just teasing. No,
IBS.
Dudes in their long bathroom trips. It's just more of a joke. Okay.
It's real.
It's real.
Butt problems are not a joke to everybody.
Butt problems. Calling them butt problems is a joke to everyone. Okay, let's get back to it.
C.
So, I can see a correlation between those scenes, but I don't think it has anything to do with this filmmaking of Zack Snyder. It's just sort of like, to me, it's setting and like sort of maybe some of the art design a little bit, like in some of those scenes in the Zack Snyder film where there's the big epic fights, but like, I don't know, that to me that just looks like a big epic fight. It looks like Lord of the Rings. It looks like they're both pulling from the same sources. It doesn't look like, to me, that they're pulling from Zack Snyder. But I'd love to hear what you mean, because Jeffrey James makes some art, some film type stuff, and like I'd like to know what he means, because I think I may just not understand what he's saying.
Yeah, and he's usually got solid, valid points. But saying the aesthetic of Zack Snyder, like the first thing I think of is like the muted colors, the washed out palette. Everything is kind of dull as far as
everything's in slow-mo.
Yeah, and everything's in slow-mo. But like that, the slow-mo is not the aesthetic, in my opinion. That's the cinematography choice. I'm thinking like, the color palette that he uses is very muted and subdued and not very bright. And I didn't really see that other than like maybe the scene where Shang-Chi's in the fighting ring with all the chains around him.
Right.
The one where we're saying that there's obviously Captain America's shield on poster in the background.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, there's
Haley took it right out of my mouth. That was Haley Hobbs. No hey-hey-heys. Amazon cries.
That's
it's excessive.
In Wonder Woman, in the New Justice League, every time Wonder Woman steps on the screen, there's like a Amazon vocalization that happens to explain to Jeff because he hasn't seen the movie.
Thank you.
There's just like,
oh, you didn't see it?
Oh.
No, he's like he's multiple movies behind.
Oh yeah, it's comical, Jeff. It's not like the first like hour. You're like, is he gonna like the first time it happens? You're like, badass. This is awesome. And then like 25 minutes in, you're like, is it really gonna be every time you like move the camera and shoot to her? And then by hour 4, you're like, you did it the whole time. You need to like, please stop. It's a joke at this point.
Yeah. It's like they needed a different Wonder Woman theme that wasn't because that one's just too epic. You don't want to overuse it. So they just like use this one that's just like
it sounded like the beginning of Xena.
Yeah, and they do it they do it so often that sometimes it happens multiple times per fight, and that's what cracked me up. Like
it'll be her, ha ha ha, flash back to her, ha ha ha, and you're like, please.
Stop.
A little too many.
Yeah. It was taking away from how badass her scenes were.
Anyway. I disagree with you, Jeff, about the slow-mo not being aesthetic. Like that is part of the aesthetic of his things. Like everything is aesthetic. Like, but like I just don't know. So I don't know what Jeffrey means when he's saying the aesthetic. You know what I mean? Like he might, because I don't think it's dark and gritty. I don't think it's muted colors. I don't think there's tons of slow-mo. There might be some. There's a little. No, there's not even really slow-mo, is there? Because like when he's fighting Shang-Chi, okay, when he's fighting that knife pull out of the air isn't even slow-mo. I don't think, is it?
It's the one that's in the temple when like he's fighting somebody.
Oh,
in
that's
the temple.
true. That's true. That is one slow-mo scene. So like
he slowly jumps over him.
There's some similarities there, but I would say that scene's more similar to The Matrix when Morpheus jumps toward Neo in a very similar way. You know, I don't know. To me, I don't see it, but I'd happily read another feedback next week from Jeffrey James saying what he means and why we're wrong.
So we'll wait for that one, but until such time, let's get Joshua Valent. Oh, that last name. Until such time as we get a message about that, let's go with Joshua Valenciano's message, also a patron. Hey guys, happy to hear the podcast talking about new Marvel content and everybody getting to express their opinions and views on a wide range of topics. I, for one, have disagreed vehemently on y'all's views on John Walker overall, and your assessment on his character. I agree that his execution with Cap's shield is jarring, questionable, and can be seen as a villain turn. He's not Cap and should not have the shield. However, calling him a villain, thinking he's evil, hating him, and disregarding his views is a huge stretch. I'm currently rewatching Endgame and thinking, if y'all disliked Walker so much, how do y'all feel about Ronin, aka Hawkeye, killing all those Yakuza gang members? Does that mean y'all hate Hawkeye and his character arc in the MCU? What about the Punisher and his killing of those who murdered his family? You can for sure say that there is a difference between a hero and an anti-hero, between killing versus not killing, but I think the hate that is given to Walker and what he has done is unfair, or at least not nuanced enough in y'all's discussions. I love y'all guys and respect y'all's opinion, but what I don't like is y'all thinking those who disagree are wrong, or that Walker's actions or point of view should be written off as amoral arguments. He certainly has issues and is unhinged, but you cannot say that these things write him off as being a villain. There's plenty of gray to go around with this topic on killing versus murder, saving versus killing when it comes to situations of stopping the villain first, and versus saving the people they are endangering first, etc. Anyways, hope this doesn't come off as combative, but simply as a different perspective to talk about. Love y'all 3000. Hope we can continue to love this universe of heroes together while having substantive debates and viewpoints.
No, it doesn't come off as combative at all. You're just totally wrong. Just kidding.
Yeah.
No,
Are we allowed to tell you that you're wrong? I
he's
feel it. No, and I don't think
he's a patron.
villain.
We're not allowed. We're not allowed. No, I'm just
No,
joking.
I didn't.
Oh, yeah,
and I
he
agree
pays
with
our
him on
bills.
some of that. I agree with him on some of that. I don't think he's a villain.
Hold
But
on.
I
Sorry.
don't think
I feel like we actually said I said that as a joke. I feel like it came off because then we started to say how we agree with him. I feel like now it sounded like we were actually agreeing because he's a patron. I just
Oh,
wanted to
look
make,
how scared we are.
no, I'm not scared at all. No, I'm saying I'm not scared. That's the point. It's saying we sounded scared. I don't want us to sound that way. It sounded like we actually changed what we were saying because like he's a patron, and I wanted to make sure that was the joke. That was a joke. Anyway,
Dance, little puppet, dance.
no, I'm not. I am literally saying the
gonna take
opposite of that.
I don't historically love, Clint's fine. He's just there. He's around. He doesn't matter too much. He's great.
Right.
But, the Punisher, with him killing his family is different because then Frank Castle at least didn't lie about it and like keep lying. Like he's not a villain, but he's not making hero choices.
Yeah. I
Not
go back
yet.
to what I said earlier, and it's that he's doing it under the guise of Captain America. And I mean, Joshua says here that he's not Captain America, he shouldn't have the shield. And like him doing the things he's doing under the guise of I am Captain America is the thing that I don't like. It is a symbol that is important to me. And like not only also as Americans, like he's going into the streets of another country and like using the blunt instrument of his like of force and killing a person in the square. Like that is that is not okay. You know what I mean? Like that he's representing Steve, but he's also representing America in this particular case. And he's going to be doing that as US agent too. And like he's going to be making decisions in the field that are not going to line up with what all Americans would want him to do. Not that he can like always do what everyone wants him to do, but like I think he made a really bad call killing that person with the shield. And like we joked about how much we disliked him from the very beginning. And like it was but I kept saying like, but he hasn't really done anything.
Yeah.
Like
that was me who was like, I hate his face.
Yeah. Like and I know that you're not joking. You did hate his face, but it was like, but logically, if you logicked it out, you're like, well, but he hasn't actually done this thing. Yeah. You
I have
were
a question for you.
That's really deserving of our hate, but he's got such a punchable face.
Yeah.
So punchable.
Yeah.
Matt, Spark Sam, dyslexia says, I listened to Superhero Ethics podcast and they mentioned how Matt said he thought John Walker only made the decision to save the truck because the cameras were around. I didn't notice that, but that's super crazy. I don't remember you. Is that what you said?
I didn't know if it was because the camera was around. I didn't say that, but I did say that he learned a lesson in he learned a lesson by killing that man with the shield and then getting kicked out of the whatever form of the military he was in. You know what I mean? Like he learned his lesson by being stripped of his he got dishonorably discharged, or not less than honorably discharged, I think they call it. I don't know if that's the same thing. And I don't know that his lesson is I'm always going to save people and I'm a hero now. I think part of his lesson might just be like, if I kill people, or if I make the choice to kill Carly versus save this car full of people, I'm gonna get, it's
gonna get slapped on the wrist again.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, or worse, or get sent to the raft or whatever. He like saw there were consequences to his actions and he didn't do the thing. Like, so I don't know that makes him a hero of like purest heart. Right. I think it more makes him, I didn't say it because the cameras were around, but I do think that like, he learned a lesson because he had consequences, which is somewhat the system working, I guess.
Yeah.
So I guess there's that.
Well, it's like you can't, like, that's why comparing him to the Punisher is almost unfair to the Punisher, because the Punisher, he knows what he's doing. He owns it. He doesn't care about the consequences. And he's like, yeah, I killed that person. What?
Well, he's like the consequences have failed everyone else. The consequences failed me. The system is broken and I'm a course correction. That's Frank Castle's outlook on it.
Right.
I don't necessarily know that he doesn't care about the consequences, but he kind of just doesn't really give a shit about.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a shit about the law or the consequences.
Yeah, or the news or the people thinking he's important.
Right.
And that's what John Walker cares
Right.
about is his image, and he's going to lie about it, and that is not very hero-y.
I do think John Walker's way more image sensitive than the Punisher. And I also think that, like, just like we say that, like, Frank Castle's throwing off the system, which is kind of what we like about him. There's that sort of rebellious, like, I don't care about the law. I'm going to do what's right, what I think is right. I'm going to follow my internal, and I think these people need to die. You know, like that's just, and there's like a purity of purpose there. And I think with John Walker, he's still very bought into the system, you know, which doesn't make him better or worse. Like, I don't think that, like, because he believes in the U.S. government, he's inherently bad. Like, that's not what I think. And I think that, like, he is not, he seems to only be following what other people think he should be doing all the time and doesn't have a strong internal conscience right now. And maybe that's what a soldier is, you know, like, or not all soldiers. Maybe that's what, like, maybe that's what he was as a soldier, you know?
Yeah. Maybe that's the soldier they crafted him to be.
Yeah. They made him this. And maybe that's not a great thing for Captain America.
Yeah.
Maybe Captain America shouldn't be a crafted perfect soldier, but a good man.
Yeah. Yeah. It goes back to that. It's like he just doesn't seem to have that internal good manness.
Internal good manness.
Frank doesn't either, you know?
Yep.
Frank has some internal honestly, Frank's mostly just vengeance, you know? Like,
you know what? Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. When presented with "you did a bad thing," Frank would not have, like, fought to the death against Falcon and Bucky. He wouldn't have. There's no way.
No,
Frank
probably
would have,
like
he probably would have tried to get away, but he would not have fought against them and tried to end them the way that John Walker tried to end them with the shield.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that's true.
Straight up would not have.
Yeah. That is, like, villain behavior. Like, there's nothing you can say that, like, him trying to kill Bucky and Falcon for telling him to basically calm down and hand us the shield. You've gone overboard, buddy. Is like, you know, we talk about how he didn't let Lamar into the secret of the soldier serum that he had, and that kind of shows that he was a little, like, he knew he was doing something wrong. You know what I mean? And like, in this case, and we talked over and over about how, like, keeping counsel is an important part of a hero's journey and, like, an important part of a human. And even Frank does that. Even Frank, he pushes it away, but he does listen to Micro, and he does listen to the girl in the second season.
He even listened to Daredevil a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Like, he listens, and I think these are all traits of a good person that John Walker does not have.
We just established the hierarchy that, like, Captain America, Daredevil, Punisher, John Walker.
John Walker.
I'm not saying that John Walker doesn't have other good traits. It's just he's not my Captain America is all. And so him wearing that shield made me really mad. That's it.
There it is.
And I truly feel like we were supposed to feel that way.
I think so too.
You know what I mean? To make, just to make Sam putting it on look even sweeter.
Absolutely. I think that there would have been a lot more pushback. I wonder how surprised the creators of the show are by the fact that they think that so many people think that John Walker is a hero. Or, like, a misunderstood whatever.
I doubt that there are. I doubt that they're surprised. They're probably just disappointed. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah,
it's funny.
It's possible.
Anyway,
we got a voicemail. Yeah, let's hit this voicemail.
Has anyone listened?
Hey guys, this is the first time that I have ever
been in any school.
Has somebody listened? Yeah, okay.
I have. So you guys can't hear it, can you? I don't know how to get you guys to hear it.
That's okay. That last one, it came through as like a text too, but I couldn't. One before, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I have listened to it. But
Okay.
can you guys find it and listen to it while we listen to it? Because I don't want to be responding to it alone. I don't want to be alone.
Maybe.
It's in the MCU cast, April 17th that came through. Number beginning in 669. Hey! Let me know when you guys got it. And I'm going to press play too so the live chat can hear. Woo.
Okay, I found it.
All right. Okay. All right, let's listen to this voicemail.
Hey guys, this is the first time that I have ever written in / spoken in. I've wanted to a million times. I love listening to the podcast, though I often disagree with your guys' theories and everything. I kind of love that about it. One of the things that I wanted to talk about, though, was this idea of John Walker kind of turning a corner and not being I think he looked over his comment of "you created me." I don't think he was meaning that they created him as Captain America. What I believe that as is we're looking at him as a villain, but he is incredibly nuanced, where he essentially was created by the government to be a soldier, a real soldier, something that honestly Steve never did. He was never a soldier before he was a super soldier. He never had to see the brutality of war under the guise of not being a superhero. And that's something that John Walker had to do and live up to. And so, yes, he is a bad guy here, but not a villain in the way that people think of him. And people are definitely overlooking the nuance of him suffering as a soldier and what that means. Anyway, love the podcast, guys. Keep going, and I'll talk to you later.
Hey, thanks, bud. I like the voicemail in that I disagree with it, but I like that. Well, no, I actually don't even disagree with it much, but I like that he is willing. Here's that we disagree, but he still enjoys the conversation or whatever. So appreciate the feedback, man. We can tell you, Ashley, what it said real quick. He was
you can't give me something new technical to do and expect it to work the first time I try to do it. It's completely blank. There's no play button. I can see it's 1 minute and 37 seconds, but there's nothing else there.
At the very bottom?
Yeah. There's no play button next to it.
Did you click on it?
I did.
Okay.
There's no button or anything. Does yours have a play button?
Yeah, there's a little bitty triangle next to a little green line. It's okay. It's not a big deal. I'll just tell you what.
That's okay.
I'll tell you what he says.
I'm not, but it's okay. Yeah.
He just talks about John Walker being more complicated and nuanced and not a villain, basically, because he was a soldier and he's just a real soldier, and he had to deal with the brutality of war, which is something Captain America never had to do without being a super soldier.
The brutality of war before being a super soldier.
Yeah. That's an interesting point.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. What do you think of this, Jeff?
I mean, I don't disagree that there's a lot of nuance to it, and I definitely agree that when he says "you made me," it wasn't saying "you made me into Captain America." It's "you made me into this kind of soldier."
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I completely agree. Yeah, I don't think we actually disagree with the caller at all. I think that he's leaning villainy more than hero right now to me, but I don't think it's like a black and white issue. I don't think there's any black and white villains or heroes in any of this story. Like, there's not one. Maybe well, except for Sam. Sam's a hero, and Sam I don't see as having done anything to make that questionable. Probably Bucky too, but Bucky has his history he's dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Bucky has his past.
Yeah, and Bucky like is still working through trying to do the right thing by Yori.
Yeah.
He still has path to walk. It feels like Sam is mostly sure of who he is, and I don't think he's done anything in this story to put him on that in any kind of dark spectrum or whatever.
We do need more Bucky story, because I will say this series, like, even though it was
Yeah.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, really, like, it felt like it was Sam's show, and it was about Sam becoming Captain America, and it seemed like Bucky was like the coast, second to that a little bit.
I kind of
Just
felt
playing
that
second
way.
fiddle.
I kind of felt that way in the first episode or two, but after that, it felt a lot more like the two of their show. It felt very much like a two-hander to me.
I don't know, especially like the Yuri stuff that went so quick, and it just blew right over it. But it was good. Like, by the end, I was happy to see him smiling and looking like he was more when we met him in the first Avenger and stuff. But I want to see more of his story, because suddenly his whole book's crossed off and we didn't see any of it, and we hardly got to see the conversation with him and Yuri.
Yeah, we really need that My Name is Bucky series.
Was his whole book crossed off?
Yeah,
the whole
every one
thing
of those
was, yeah.
things were.
I saw him I saw the book, but I guess I didn't catch that it was all crossed off.
And it just reminded me of how Sam had
Crazy.
told him, like, that book's not going to make you who you are. So I liked that he gave the book to the doctor. Like, he did what he needed to do. He read Steve's stuff. He crossed off all his people. Now it's just time to start doing your own thing.
Yeah, interesting. See, I didn't see that. And the Yori thing felt about right to me. But the entirety of his amends and crossing off the entire book, that does feel really, really fast.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like we need the My Name is Bucky series just to
for sure.
for the joke that it is. But then again, like, that's a long time to spend on just like, okay, yes, he's making amends, They're like,
I mean, kind of. Like, that's all that, like, the Hulk series was in the 70s, was just a week after week. Like, you just make each one its own story and its own complicated thing, and you could have a great story there. I mean, literally, that's My Name is Earl, which is a great show.
Yeah.
Like, they did like whatever
done, man.
5
You can't do it.
seasons. Yeah, but
do the same gag. It's been done.
No, I mean, the calling it My Name is Bucky is the joke, but like, having a character that's it's Arrow too. It's like having a book of people to like work your way down. Like, it's the same thing.
I did see. Did you guys notice how when he first got to the scene in New York, one of the soldiers like gave him a hail or whatever you call it and said Sergeant Barnes. I cannot think of anything else. A salute. Jesus Christ. He gave him a salute and said, "Hail Hydrate." No, he didn't. God damn it. I'm so tired. And he said Sergeant Barnes. He gave him deference.
Yeah. He said Sergeant Barnes and like let him through. And like at that moment, I was like, he's still a sergeant? Like, is he still?
That just means that they've been to the Smithsonian.
I guess.
Right. Well, I don't think he's been officially in the military since then, right?
Right.
So, makes sense that he'd still be the same rank that he was when he fell in the ice.
Yeah. I like it. Continuity.
But like, do you not get discharged for being the Winter Soldier?
Well, but then
He got pardoned.
He got pardoned and came back.
Even the world and stuff.
Okay.
I want to see him move forward. I like the name Winter Soldier. Like White Wolf, it's cute. It's got a good ring to it. But I really like Winter Soldier is a very powerful name, and I want him to like take it back. Like, don't let them take that from you.
Taking it back.
Yeah.
Taking it back.
In Wakanda, he's the White Wolf.
Yeah. I like that he has complicated history with lots of names. I just think it's fun.
Yeah. James.
He's James. He's Bucky. He's the Winter Soldier, and he's the White Wolf, and that's just a cool. I don't know. I like it.
You're approaching it from a like a Game of Thrones, the Man of Many Faces kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Man has many names.
Mother of Dragons, Slayer, Breaker of James.
Mm-hmm.
Breaker of James. Is that what you want to tell? Sorry. Oh, God. Sorry, I've got work things that are coming up now at 6:40 p.m.
Uh-oh. Okay. Well, do you need
All
to
right, let's move the
real quick.
show along.
need to handle
sorry.
anything, or do we need to?
It's just something I gotta change real quick. It's no
What?
time at all. It's
Okay.
fine. Fine. 6.50.8.
Gonna sneeze.
Hey,
Bless
Bless.
you.
Thanks.
you're welcome.
That's right, Queen Bubbles. We will call him whatever he wants.
Let's see. Somebody tagged Astrain Panis. Now that he's his own man, I think that we will explore that in season 2. Maybe back to Wakanda. I really hope he shows up in Wakanda. I hope Black Panther 2 he's there.
Yeah. She did tell him to stay out for a while, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
make
true.
yourself scarce in Wakanda for a while.
Ooh, that sucks for him. He found a home that Yeah.
He found that's like, one of those really nice places you go for like rehab, like they send rich people there. Like, I don't think he was calling that home. That was just a really
No.
nice retreat.
Yeah.
Sure, but he found people that he cared about, and
I think he's found home in NOLA.
I do too.
yeah, maybe.
That end scene on the boat, or like just on the dock. I'm like, can you bring a cake to my party, please?
So good. Do you
There's
think that's
a joke to be made there?
Do you think it's a
Nope.
reference? Do you think the fact that he went to the cookout at the end is a reference to the fact that that the African American saying that oh, that white person's invited to the cookout, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, he was accepted.
And
He also didn't have his glove on too, so he was like full out. This is me.
Right. Well,
Or
it's
this is
funny
us.
because I've heard multiple TikTokers and commenters say since he was fighting or got to know the Wakandans, and since he's fighting for Bucky or he's fighting for Sam, and he's doing all these things.
Honorary white guy.
He's invited to I've heard literally that phrase for all 6 weeks of this show. People have been saying he's invited to the cookout now, and
That's hilarious.
then at the end they had a cookout. I don't know. I just thought it was funny. I thought it might have been a reference to the fact
It is
that
funny.
yeah.
Could have been. There's a lot of nuance to this show.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Work thing is done, I think, for now. So,
Plowing forward.
We really need to plow forward. We're not even gonna make it through the 5s if we don't.
all right. So next up, we get an email from Dr. Kyle Berkeley, who I have been begging to talk to. He says, "Hey guys, I had so many feelings after watching this last episode. One of the greatest feelings being concerns because of the scene when Walker met with the Senate. I've been a social worker / mental health therapist since 2003, and for 6 years, I worked with veterans that lived at a shelter, and many of them enlisted or were drafted into the military at 18 years old. The military was all they knew, which included but not limited to following orders, providing a home, providing a job, and for those that stayed on the base, providing a meal. After 20 to 30 years in the armed forces, those people became civilians and have to function in the regular world and have to make independent decisions. For someone that never gained the skills of paying a mortgage, being in a city relationship, dealing with PTSD, trauma from deployment, or anything we take for granted, they found themselves in my office. The military did build and create those problems, as Walker stated. The government also publicly took away Walker's benefits and pension, which is something that did happen to many of the clients I met with while working with the veterans. While I listened to Isaiah Bradley, I didn't realize how much I connected to that scene until I listened to your initial review of the show on Friday. As a Black man, I'm the first male in my family to graduate college. I'm the first person in my family to obtain my PhD. My father was from the segregated South, endured the civil rights era, and was drafted into the army to later fight in Korea for 3 years at a time where he was being scouted by the New York Yankees. That, on top of the countless racist events, placed a bad taste in his mouth because of America. So when I told him I was running for public office in 2014, he freaked out and thought it was a horrible idea. Even after I won my first term, he was terminally ill during my reelection. He was proud, but he was very nervous. I never realized how high he held education because his high school was burned down by the KKK the week before he was supposed to graduate. So when he watched me graduate, each time there were tears of accomplishments and fulfillment on his face. I don't mean to ramble, but this episode really resonated on multiple levels. I love you guys 3000, and I'm still down to do the Did Society Fail Them show. Catalyst Berkeley, LMSW, PhD.
Dude,
I love your feedback, Kyle.
Yeah, that was wonderful feedback. And I love that you were able to connect with the show on that deep level, and the way that Isaiah, the eyes that Isaiah see Sam through. You felt that. That's tough. That's tough, and also, I'm glad to hear this show spoke to that. That's a really cool thing.
Yeah.
And let's do it. Did the Society Fail Them show? That sounds great.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, we're about to have like 6 weeks off, so let's
be perfect.
We're gonna be doing some. We're gonna be doing a lot of commissions and.
What perfect timing!
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, Kyle, we'll reach out to you on Gmail.
Yeah, for real. Come on, we'll do it. It'll be great. Because Wanda. It would even be interesting. It would be a very different show, but though it did Society Fail Them's thing, talking about Loki, would be a little weird because it's not our society.
Be like the Asgardians.
Yeah, like did the Asgardians fail Loki?
Like, no. Yeah.
No. Yeah. No. Yeah.
No.
No. Yeah.
No.
Yes, but keep it in your head.
Yeah.
That was good, Matt. That was clever. It's clever. So we'll start workshopping that. In the meantime, let's talk about what Derek Jennings has to say.
Okay.
It says, hello, Matthew. Sorry. There we go. Marker me.
Are you okay?
Marker.
I'm fine. I'm struggling on all of the
red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather.
My tongue is getting very dry.
Oh.
Derek says, hello, Matthew. My name is Derek Jennings.
I can't think of the well, when that just happened. My tongue is getting very, dry.
Nobody likes a dry tongue.
Nobody likes a dry tongue. Okay, sorry. Let's continue.
Derek Jennings says, hello, Matthew. My name is Derek Jennings. I've been listening to your podcast for a couple of months now. I'm 51 years old, and I collected Marvel Comics in the 80s up until I was 17. I watched all the movies. However, I wanted to get more information about the TV shows because I know there's a lot of things I've missed over the decades while being out of the Marvel scene. Your podcast was perfect for that, and I thank all of you guys for that. Great information and... Oh, God. Great information and the extra things that just went over my head while watching the shows, you guys filled in for me. I listen to a number of different podcasts on different subjects, but hardly ever give any feedback just because I find myself so busy. This might be sort of late, but I wanted to give my specific feedback on the subject of race and civil rights that you guys started with episode 2. I'm an African American and I grew up in Detroit, but I was born down in Tennessee. I just want to say that I appreciate the conversation you guys have been having and not shying away. It's been my experience that the people who say they just want an escape and not talk about politics or anything like that are the same people that just do not want to have those discussions in the first place in any setting. Like you guys said so well, Marvel Comics have almost always touched on these subjects, and those who don't know this have not been paying attention. I appreciate what Stan Lee did over the years when it comes to these things. Anyway, in my humble opinion, I feel you guys have struck a good balance. Please keep it up. I listen to you guys on Stitcher, and unfortunately, I do not think Stitcher allows you to give review ratings. If they do, please let me know how I can do this. I use Android, so I don't give reviews or listen on iTunes. Next time I'll write an email. I promise it'll be shorter and have a little more and be a little more upbeat. Like comic books and music, I love you guys 3000. Look forward to listening to you more in the future.
Hey, upbeat. We love, as much negative as we've seen. Especially there are literally a few things that you say here, Derek. Thank you for writing. that like are the opposite of things people said in 1 and 2 star reviews that we got this week. So thank you for letting us know. That means a lot, because we're trying to talk about this in a way that is honest and how we feel, but also like inclusive, and really appreciate that you appreciate it. So thank you so much.
It's tough to strike that balance, you know.
Because sometimes we're too honest.
Sometimes I yell at people. Anyway.
No.
But thank you, Derek. Thank you.
Thank you, Derek. You don't have to be upbeat when you write in. Just be real, man.
Truth.
Tell me how you feel.
Truth, but I honestly thought that he said that at the end, not to be too. I'll be trying to be more upbeat, and I was like, that was upbeat to me. I thought that was pretty, like, I know it was on a serious topic, but like it was a positive one. We've got some downbeat things lately that like
I felt nothing down in any of that statement. I don't know what's so down here, but you know what? If you want to be more upbeat, cool.
Even
I'm for it.
Better.
Science Matters sent us a tweet, and Ashley had to tag it for me. Said, "I love this one." Adam Supercast, hey guys, epic last episode, so many things, but one in particular stood out. Why do people keep alluding to the fact that Steve Rogers is on the moon? Because it's for you, Ashley, you specifically, because we know that you loved Luther in Umbrella Academy so much when he talked about the moon.
Favorite part of that show.
Shut up about the moon. Nobody cares about you.
Up
Luther.
about the moon.
Honestly, though, like if he's not in a different timeline, like I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. It's the only thing that makes sense about where he is. He's up there with his Bethel Fury.
Yeah, we don't know exactly where Fury is. We don't know if he's on the moon or in a space station or whatever. Like,
he could be in a distant galaxy far away. He could be on the moon planning the secret invasion. Like, yeah, I think Fury's like in on Secret Invasion in this version. I really do. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Sure. I'm calling my shot.
All right. I'll put it on the board once I clear out the programming stuff. All the nerd stuff that's over there.
Your other stuff's like, I would keep nerd stuff on one side and then our podcast stuff on the other side. Doesn't it flip around?
I tried to, but I've got so much nerd stuff. It's on both sides now.
Yeah.
Flannel and Teacup says the moon is a comic book reference. Does Cap get sent to the moon?
Oh, I don't know. I don't
remember.
Tell us about it.
I remember in the game, Marvel Avengers game, he was in a space station. So not the moon.
I was gonna say the same thing. Yeah, they do something similar in the Avengers game, but I don't know. I think it's just a joke for the show, but I think it'll be really funny if it turns out to be true. You know?
Did that start in Spider-Man: Far From Home?
That was where we see
the
Fury.
Jokes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought the jokes about Cap being on the moon started.
Oh no!
That was episode 1 of this series.
Yeah, that was just this show.
That's
and
it.
Torres was like, I hear that he's on the moon.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to feel like a joke, and then depending on what they want to do with Captain America going forward, like I totally think Steve Rogers could be on the moon.
Me too.
I think it's like
Steve,
the most.
Do you
want
to go to the moon? No, don't think I will.
All right.
Anyway, Nicole T sent us an email. Oh, this is crazy. I love that there's bullet points for it. Hi, team. I finally watched the episode late last night after the kids went to bed, and to give you my in-the-moment reaction, this is the string of texts I sent my bestie who had already seen it.
Well, they did what we did.
Yeah, they did what you did. They're just like us. We're regular people.
Listeners are just like us.
Yeah. Okay. She says, "Oh, that outfit. I love it. Also just loving Bucky with the short hair. So hot. You had one job. Vibranium wings. Oh, that's so good. The statue of Isaiah. Bucky smiling. Bucky with
Yes.
his kids hanging off his arm. Captain America, the Winter Soldier, all caps. God damn it, Sharon. Aunt Peggy would be very disappointed.
Damn it, Sharon.
Aunt Peggy would be very disappointed. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And she says, so I'm left with 2 questions. 1, has anyone else noticed that if you abbreviate the new name as cause, it's kind of like the sound a bird Falcon makes?
I'm gonna call it caw for the rest of
Yeah, cause.
caw.
So, and 2, do you think Sharon is acting because she discovered post-blip that she super made out with her uncle? Thanks for all you do. Now I'm off to listen to your reaction episode.
I mean, I
Nicole.
don't think she would care. He's so hot.
It's just worth it. Worth
If you had
it.
an uncle that hot, would you?
Yeah.
Would you? Care?
Yeah, she did. Don't even have to finish the question.
Yeah. Do you want your shield, uncle? No, never mind.
It's getting weird. Let's
It
not.
was weird. It was weird. Even watching that scene, like you could
Yeah.
tell, like I was like, do they know that this is supposed to be weird?
Well, like he definitely knows it's Agent Carter's niece. Like even if
Yeah.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
like which means I don't think she's related to him, but she's definitely like she's definitely
Yeah, no.
related to his love or whatever. It's weird. It's a weird thing.
Could you imagine that relationship would be so difficult? You know, you just have to be like, I'm not her, you know, all the time.
Yeah,
Oh, it'd be hard.
that would be real hard and weird.
Difficult.
And
Anyway,
All right.
we get into the next one.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Jean-Paul's. Oh man, there's so many names there. Jean-Paul Sailor Shibut on Facebook. I'm not sure on that last name. Shibut. Anyway, hey guys, love the podcast and wanted to take this opportunity to reach out with my first bit of feedback. Got started during the drought leading up to WandaVision, and y'all helped keep me sane. So first off, I wanted to bring up some stuff about the raft of the Medusa.
This
think
is
it's worth
interesting.
mentioning.
This is really interesting.
Yep. I'm no art history pro, but my understanding is that Garricult's decision to place a black man in the most heroic role on the raft was a political statement founded in his abolitionist views and was incredibly controversial. Secondly, there's something that came up during some of the WandaVision episodes that I wanted to bring up again. During one of the discussions, I think it may have been about Magneto and his relationship to the twins. You guys used the term real parents to refer to non-adoptive parents. This is generally considered a reductive phrase. The preferred term is biological parents. Branding only one's biological parents as their real parents can be seen as demeaning to the relationship between adopted kids and their adoptive parents. Since parentage in the comics and likely the MCU moving forward promises to get increasingly complex, I thought this sort of thing might come up more often and y'all would want to know. No harm done, obviously. Just wanted to inform. Thanks for everything you do. Much love, even 3,000 to Ashley, Jeff, and Matthew. JP.
Hey, John Paul, thank you for informing us of that. I would have never, I do not have that experience, and I did not consider it at all. So thank you very much for that. It's easy when you're talking about Magneto's or Wanda's theoretical adoptive parents to not consider the fact that actual adoptive parents are listening, which I know we all have other adoptive parents that listen.
Yeah.
And so that was insensitive of us. So thank you for letting us know.
I just don't
we'll do
always
better.
think to use the 5-syllable words when we're live. I'm just, it's
Right.
so hard. We get a lot of messages where people are like, well, I wish you said this and not that, and I wish you said that and that and not this. And it's like, in hindsight, you're like, oh yeah.
Right.
But it's
that
so
was
hard
the
to
right
just
word to
think
use.
about what to say. It's a hard thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We hear you guys,
but that's
we
one
do our
that,
best.
That's one that I think we can catch ourselves on in the future. I think or at least we'll do our best. And if we don't, let us know again. We'll do our best. But to his WandaVision point, I'm sorry, to his Raft of the Medusa point. Whoa, I love this. I did not know this, and I love it.
Your camera cut out, Matt.
I know I'm fixing it.
Oh,
Okay.
that
Sorry, I
was
was trying
you
to.
was like, uh-oh.
I was trying to not have to
Because I have a
mark
little
it.
thing that says change battery pack, and I'm like, what's that?
Well, that looks awful. Let me fix this camera a little bit. That looks awful too.
Hey.
Yay, good. Maybe I can do this and then like that and then that. Maybe. Nope, that looks bad.
Why does that keep happening to you? Your thing's just not charged?
Because we take too fucking long.
Oh.
I was like, that's why I kept trying to like, let's get started. Because I was like, I'm gonna get the camera last tonight, and then
I didn't know.
I know
I didn't know that was the time window.
You didn't know there was just things to do. We didn't have time. That's why I was trying to get us under a time window tonight. But next time, what I need to do is I need to come on this camera while we're doing the pre-show, and then when it's time, switch to the other camera. Like have it ready, but like not on yet. That would probably help.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you know better now.
Yeah, I learned a lesson. Learned a lesson from Jean-Paul and from my camera going out tonight. Okay, here we go. Back to the thing. But to his point about the raft of the Medusa, I love this point. We had the feedback about the raft of Medusa and what that painting meant, but we didn't know the cultural context of the painting. And apparently, a black man is featured as the hero on the painting, and that was a very controversial thing at the time. So, like, people who think this show is not about race, there's just another piece of that puzzle, you know?
Yeah. I remember when we were first talking about the raft of the Medusa, we were like, oh yeah, it's just like people will do anything to survive and blah blah blah, like completely overlooking the political aspect of it, or the race debate that has been ongoing for forever.
I didn't get a good look at the painting, if I'm being honest. I listened to your reading of it and I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I did a little bit of a search on it once that email came in. I was like, oh, that's weird. And like I Googled it and kind of read the whole story. I was like, this is crazy. This is such a crazy thing that happened.
Yeah.
And apparently it was a while ago too. So, there was no like easy way to signal like, hey, we need help. Come get us. Yeah. So they just had to try and hope. And it was by chance that anybody was saved. So like they could have all just disappeared because the ship wrecked on a sandbar.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like
I think that's it's really interesting because that definitely works for the Sharon Carter character, but like this absolutely works for the theme of the overall show, Jean-Paul's point. So that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
I like that it does double duty. Okay. Let's duty. Let's take a quick break and we'll be right back after this ad we have no control over. Yeah, I gotta get it. I don't have a second battery for this camera yet. I will get one this week. I keep thinking like we just keep having long pre-shows and we'll get it down. Naivete of youth. That's what that is. So there's a few more of these that I marked as ones I'd like to get to, but I don't know if we want to speed round them.
Yeah.
Because there's only like a page and a half that we could speed round through. What do you think, Jeff? Can we speed round, or do we need to get to the live chat now? By the way, also, Ashley, you were doing it early on, and you still do it some. Feel free, if someone's like responding directly to something we're saying, if you think it's relevant and in the moment, feel free to go or like whatever, like
yeah.
Feel free to jump in and say, yeah, no, you do it some. I think you were doing it. Don't feel like you have to do it more or less. I'm just throwing it out there. I meant to say that earlier when that came up, but it didn't.
It was just like when I read it a little bit, but then when people start responding to everything you guys are saying, it gets really hard.
You can't, and that's why you're doing what you're doing and collating it. The whole point of having the live producer is so that we don't over focus on the chat at the expense of the actual normal podcast that we've been doing for 7 years. You know what I mean? Like keeping this vibe and keeping the conversational tone while still getting a chance to do the chat at the end. So are you ready there, Jeff?
Sorry, I got an email that like struck me in a way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm good. Everything's fine. We're good.
Okay.
Apparently I got cast for a role.
Oh, really?
Yeah. One that I
There you
submitted
go.
today.
Dude, that's huge. You sound
Yeah.
like something you
go.
didn't want to talk about. That's great.
I mean, we need to move on, you know?
Well, yeah, but we just celebrate. But
Thank
we
you.
can go back on the cast and celebrate it on the cast if you want.
Sure.
Okay, here we go. And we're back.
And we're back.
And
back.
Jeff's cast.
Just me?
We do it. We like to vary it up. You know, we don't do the same thing every time.
I'm a
snuck mine
creature
in
of
there.
habit.
What was that, Ash?
I winter soldiered mine in there.
Okay.
She means that she punched through the wall and then dragged us through it.
Literally.
Oh God.
Literally in the 3 seconds we were on pause there, Jeff got an email that he got his first voice casting.
Yeah.
Right?
Yay!
Isn't this your first one?
Wait, clapping.
Yeah, it's the first one, and like it's kind of hilarious. I submitted the audition today, and probably, I mean, it was probably like half an hour before we started recording this,
Wow.
and the email is like, this might just be one of if not the best audition for this project yet.
There
And I
you
was
go.
like,
hey.
Okay.
Dude, I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
Those of you who've been following the cast for a long time may know that the reason I ever reached out to Jeff to do this podcast was because I knew he was geeky, I knew we were friends, and I knew that like he loved Marvel. But the other thing I knew is that he wanted to be a voice actor. And dude, you got your first voice role.
Yeah,
That's
it's
freaking
a big
amazing. So excited for you, man.
deal. Whew,
Yay.
it's okay.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, get the shakes out.
Yeah, get the shakes out. Here, I'll read a couple and you respond because
Okay.
you get a you've earned yourself a break.
Thanks.
We're gonna speed round a few of these because there were a few more we want to try to squeeze in if we could. Dude, I'm so excited for you, Jeff. I know you're like excited and it's hard to carry on here, but I'm just super pumped for you.
I'm just kind of like, I'm in shock.
I can't wait to hear more details about the project and stuff. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're probably not allowed to talk about all that on a cast right now, but
I mean, it looks like it's going to be just an animated thing.
an animated. That's so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really all I can say, I guess.
Yeah, dude, that's freaking awesome. That's freaking awesome. So excited for you.
Yep.
Man, I love it. I just love it.
Thank
I love living life on the podcast and like when things things like that happen. It's so much fun. Okay, let's. I'll run down this.
People are cheering in the chat with bits. Thank you guys for the
Oh,
bits.
guys,
go.
thank you. Oh, wow, thank you guys so much. Jessica Mai, Haley Hobbs, you rock. Man, so cool, so cool. Okay. Let's see. Zephyr Inkpen on Gmail said, "Pandas of awesome." So glad you stood up for Ash, and so glad that this podcast has a voice for women, fans of the MCU, and all things tastefully thirstful. You continue to be the best friend fans from afar. Friend fans from afar. It's a lot of
Nice alliteration.
Nice alliteration. And I can't wait to hear more. Bucky high fives all around. Ah, that hurts, Zephyr.
Ouch.
Ouch.
I'll take it.
Ouch.
I can take it.
Ash can take it.
Ashley's like, my
Ash.
body is ready.
Body is ready for a thirst high five. Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Like honestly, it's you guys standing up for, and letting us know that, because if 50 other
okay.
people had piled on and said things needed to change, then we were like, oh well, okay, but we've
Yeah,
gotten
for
way more people in the other direction, so
Yeah.
and that's
It means
very
a
cool.
lot.
I don't know that we would have changed, but We at least would have considered it more seriously.
We would have lost 50 listeners.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, we've definitely watching a little bit more, but not that much. I don't know.
Right. No. I'm not saying we're not taking anybody's feedback in like learning from it, but like also,
yeah.
Don't stop your thirsting. Don't stop. I didn't bring you on the video again. Dang it.
Oh,
we're
not
right.
done yet.
Oh yeah, we're not done yet. Never mind.
That's
Sorry.
okay. You can bring me on. I'll smile at everybody.
Okay, we'll do that. I always mean to bring you on after the thing, and I just forgot. Sorry. Here we go.
The one time I should have been clapping.
Okay, here we go. Matt Roberts on Facebook says, "Hi, Jatley. Notes Jeff name is first in the mashup. Oh, Jatley. Love you, Jeff. Okay, Jatley. We're apparently
it's all of our names now. We're shipped.
Yeah. We're shipped.
We're the three of us are shipped. Yep.
Makes it a little awkward.
You're awkward, bud.
Wish you weren't so awkward.
Wish you would hold my own.
All right. Hi, Jatley. Matt says. Matt from Manchester, UK here. Ashley's going to get canceled again because of her British talk. Can we talk about Captain America's suit?
Okay.
Or no, I'm teasing. Sorry. No, it wasn't really. No, my bad. You're gun shy.
That's what it's been like reading feedback this last week. You guys have really it's been a work week. Like this actually felt like work this week. I'm like,
I hate that.
okay, it's good.
I hate that.
No, not for you guys. I'm talking to the people.
I'm talking to the people. Okay, back to this. Matt from Manchester, UK here. Can we talk about the Captain America suit or Captain Falcon, which was mentioned in the episode at which I died? Loved the color scheme, Red Wing, and the use of the suit to bolster Sam's fighting style. Epic. However, was it just me or did it look a little baggy? I don't know. I could have just been picky, but it didn't look quite right. It may have been Ashley's fault putting the awesome idea of Captain America / Falcon nanotech suit. So when I saw the reveal, it was a letdown. It's all your fault, Ashley. Oh, look, it was all your fault, Ashley.
It was all your fault. Comes back around.
Listen, I love a fashion feedback. I love this feedback.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
There we go. Having said that, loving the pod and hoping to survive the month of Marvelous May. Marvel-less.
Like it.
Which I plan to with the Bad Batch. Ooh.
God,
and
you know what that reminds me of?
hopefully the
Matt?
Star Wars Universe podcast, right?
Over a year ago, we were on the Imagineer podcast.
That's right.
Talking about all the shit that we love with Marvel. And he was going to be doing a feature called Marvelous May, where we were going to be like, yeah, Black Widow's coming out in May. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep. We were supposed to be
how good.
super pumped about all the Marvel, and now it's Marvel-less May.
Yeah. It was Marvel-less May then as well, but it's happening again.
Yep.
And Black Widow still hasn't come out.
Yep. Oh, it sucks. July? What are they thinking?
July.
What are they thinking? Okay, so fashion feedback. This turns into Fashion Corner. Fashly.
I do kind of agree with him. I feel like they really tried to give him that Dorito cut look in that suit, but the suit looks like it looked like it had big shoulder pads down to a tiny waist, which is totally fine to do. I think all the suits kind of had that, as we saw, Vision had a fake butt on. But I don't think it took away too much. I definitely noticed it too a little bit, but I still thought he looked great in it.
Yeah, I thought the neck was a little it was a little pouchy.
It's gonna take a little while for it to, fit him. It was his first time. It's like a shoe. You gotta wear it in.
Have you guys seen the thing going around? It was a TikTok, so probably not, because you're not a Xennial like me. But there's a TikTok going around talking about the creation of the suits. Did you guys know that all the Marvel suits are vests?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, and it was like
I shared that video with you guys.
Oh, maybe you did.
Yeah.
I've seen it I've seen it going around a few times, so I don't know. I don't know who shared it.
Yeah, the seams that go like around the neck area down to the armpit are so that it makes it look like not a vest, but they have an undershirt on that's like a mesh front, and then just like regular arms, so that whenever they raise their arms, it doesn't raise the whole suit.
Yeah, it's like a trick, so it doesn't give you that like weird, like when you actually wear a suit and you like raise your arms, it does that little like buckle thing, and so so that doesn't happen. The actual suit is actually a vest, and it's just the sleeves that are the actual shirt, which is kind of neat. And I was thinking that they must have done something similar with Falcon, but his neck didn't have the same effect. Like I think they were having trouble, I think, making his
well, there was a collar on the vest that was around the neck brace,
right?
Because it looks like a neck brace.
Yeah,
honestly.
It kind of like, I think that in comics they make that neck thing, like the thing that goes over his neck, the cowl, I guess. Yeah, just stick to his neck and his head, and it looks really really streamlined. And that wasn't really, they weren't pulling that off here.
They really did leave his scalp, like his head, very exposed.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Especially,
I don't think the Wakandans would have done that.
No. Especially like he's breaking through windows like constantly in this episode, and he has like nothing to cover his head.
He doesn't have a helmet at all.
Yeah.
Like
No.
Shield out the window. Use your face. If it was nanotech.
Yeah, you're not allowed to ride a bike without a helmet, but he's gonna go falconing without a helmet at all. And I know he hasn't had one up till now, but like the fact that he's like covered in vibranium, but they didn't give him a helmet feels real strange.
Yeah.
Like a real omission.
Aesthetics.
Maybe they cloaked it. That's my headcanon. He has a cloaked helmet.
Yeah, it's invisible.
Yeah.
Nope. There was a point where I was kind of put off by the cowl, because it was tugging at his ears and like making his ears stick out a lot, and I was like, ooh, probably should have gone without the cowl.
Well, it's interesting. Like, they also get better at these suits as they go, like as time goes by. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You can say
anything. It's just, I feel like he maybe is gonna ditch it later.
Like the cowl.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh yeah, this is great. Thanks, Wakandans. Except for this part, I'm just gonna no."
Yeah, I think it's likely that it'll change. I think a lot of people are being a little judgy about the suit, which is fair.
At least someone can't rip his goggles or whatever off anymore. And there's all that power in them now, like being able to see thermal energy, thermal hotspots, whatever the hell that was.
Yeah, I have no idea.
When he could see through the fog after Batroc shot the fog gun down there, and then he could see everybody running. Yeah, that was
neat. So he has kind of a HUD thing going on. That's cool.
I mean, he's always had a HUD type of thing going on. But
oh yeah, okay.
It seems like
but now it's Wakandan.
He like looked at it on his wrist earlier in the season, right?
Yeah, he had done a lot of things on his wrist. He had some stuff in his glasses in Ant-Man.
Oh yeah.
Where he like zoomed in on Scott.
That's right. Yeah, as like a bird's eye view type situation.
Right, but like everything else that he had done was through the he didn't have like infrared on the goggles. He didn't have like X-ray or anything like that. But Red Wing did. He did everything with Red Wing through the wrist.
Yeah. Okay, Steve Abramowitz says on Gmail, guys and Ash, that was fun. But the Battle of New York and no Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, or even a Wong cameo? Bummer. Would have been nice. Daredevil or Luke Cage appearance, right? And, would have been nice to have a Daredevil or Luke Cage appearance, right? And no Avengers Tower in the skyline. Daredevil omitted that too. Was hoping after moving day was hoping after moving day that was the new Baxter building for Fantastic Four. Another bummer. Do we have new Cap, Bucky 3.0 and U.S. Agent, and Madam Hydra? Wait, do we? I think he means but we. Sorry. I'm already bad at reading, and this one has a lot of things that I gotta fix.
I know, I make it look so easy.
Yeah, you do. But we have a new Cap, Bucky 3.0, and U.S. Agent, and Madam Hydra. Overall worth it. Bring on Loki. That's it. Bring on... I'm going to fix it. Don't laugh because I can't fix it. Especially don't make good jokes because then I really can't fix it. It's my good joke. I'm going to use it. It's fine.
Oh, God.
Bring on Loki. All right.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
I agree. Like, not having those heroes there sucks. Damn it.
It was Sam's moment. Don't steal it from him.
It was.
Don't Clint his Natasha moment.
I do think you have to assume that Spider-Man was gone or something.
He's
No Way Home.
Yeah, no, totally. Like, it might
and
be...
And he's with Steven.
Yeah.
Well, no, Far From Home happened after this.
That's right.
In the timeline.
That's right.
How far... Man, this timeline is annoying now that they took everything out of order. How far was this? This was a couple months after, too, though, right?
This was like 6 months after the unblip, or the return of everyone.
And when was Spider-Man? 3 months?
Spider-Man was like 8 months after.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Why would they do that?
Don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. They didn't ask me, and so I couldn't give them my feedback.
At least they knew that Doctor Strange wasn't around, so maybe he wasn't around for the last 4 months of the last 8 months towards the latter. I don't know. He said he wasn't around.
Yeah. I gotta assume that they're all busy with other stuff, because it does seem like this is like the biggest thing going on in the world, right? Like this whole GRC thing, resettlement, UN meeting. Like, it just seems like it'd be a big deal.
You can do it with every movie. Like, where was Tony during Winter Soldier? Where was everyone during Iron Man 3? Like, you can just, for anything that's on Earth, you can do it with everybody. Yeah. That's one of those things you just gotta, like, horse blinders.
Right. When the
Where
car
was everyone in Thor 2 when the worlds were literally colliding?
At least that was in the UK. Like, you can like for real, like that all happened pretty fast, and it was in the UK. So it's like, at least you have that like to deal with. Like, they had
the
to
ancient one,
gotten
though.
there. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. I mean, and maybe they were watching, maybe they were helping in small ways, just like she was at the Battle of New York.
True.
I like that little nod in Battle of New York that like maybe they're often doing things. Yeah.
That's the headcanon. Other things were happening where Daredevil and Luke Cage and everybody were fighting their own fight to try to help.
Well, also, like, was Luke Cage out of prison yet?
Oh, I don't know.
Was Jessica Jones still controlled by Kilgrave? Like all these things. Like, there are other things they could have.
They would have talked about the blip on those shows. At least mentioned it if it was supposed to be during or after the blip.
Oh no, I'm talking about. I wasn't talking about the blip. I was talking about.
He was talking about in the Avengers.
In the Avengers, in general, why these things don't happen. Okay, go for it, Jeff.
Sorry.
You okay?
I'm the worst today.
Gosh,
Isn't he so unprofessional?
He's super unprofessional. Like, the worst.
Now he gets a new gig and he's just like, these guys.
He's like, yeah, fuck the podcast. I don't really even care about these people. I just am here to get voice acting work. This was a 7-year con.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now that he's famous and all.
Yeah, big name, money making.
Yeah. Ugh.
Look, he's probably on the phone with his agent right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
The fact that we've been doing this for 2.5 hours, be damned.
So good.
I'm out of Red Bull.
You're out of Red Bull?
Yeah, and it's definitely too late to drink another one.
Yeah, you gotta go to bed soon.
I know.
It's
gonna be a long, fast week.
Yeah, I'm excited. This week is hard. I got a lot going on, and I know you do too.
Power
Power through. Power through. Momable? What?
Mama Hale?
Oh, is he the Marvel version of the Flash? Oh. Is there a Marvel version of the Flash? Who's fast in the
Quicksilver.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. Took me a second. He's dead.
So the third says, would be hilarious to have an end scene where the teen scrambles to the scene but arrives too late and it's already taken care of. I guess for the dead.
That's a great idea. I love that. Hey, what are you barking at?
Hi, buddy.
Please don't start that. We're almost done. I think we're like 20 minutes.
And I have a million of these. I need to cut them down again.
Okay,
so I have a lot of feedback.
We can jump to live feedback now. We can cut these last two.
We'll be able to go pretty quickly through these because it's not all stuff we've talked about, but we've kind of talked about it, so we'll be able to round it up.
Okay, well, we'll do this. We'll do 2 more of these then, and give you a chance to look at them and see if you can pare them down a little bit, or should we jump?
Yeah.
Now let's just jump to live. Okay. All right, well, let's get on to the live feedback. See what everybody else has been saying. See what producer Ashley has been rounding up. What you got, Ash?
Okay, Mufasa says, Did you guys read the announcement that Steve and Yelena were cut from the final episode? Did you guys hear it? I could imagine a Yelena, but Steve isn't Steve Rogers?
Yeah, I can't imagine they cut Steve Rogers.
Well, honestly, I can't imagine that they would have Steve Rogers in the show.
Exactly.
Because, like, you know, his arc was so final and, you know, done at the end of
I can totally see like a flashback or something.
Well, yeah, like a flashback maybe of something that had already been been shot as like a memory, but not like new footage. Because I feel like Chris Evans is just like, I'm done. You know, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, part of the reason he's done though, he's said, is because he's tired of the way it's like weight on his body to constantly stay as fit as he's had to.
Yeah.
And if he was able to stay in the role as Old Man Cap and just be like sort of just he'd still have superpowers, but he doesn't have to stay cut all the time, you know?
I could think he would approve of that?
I think he might. I could totally see him being like, yeah, I'll play it 20 more years if I don't have to like eat 17 chicken breasts every day.
Right? Like Chris Hemsworth's really leaning into it. He's monstrously big now.
Yeah, he is. And he's putting out like fitness apps and stuff.
Well, yeah, like, and he, you know, they can call, you guys can all call us thirsty all you want, but these guys put straight up thirst traps on their Instagrams.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm just like they know what they're doing. Like, 1,000. I'm like, good God. Oh, do you know who puts the best thirst traps out though? Jack Black.
Yeah, he does.
Jack Black. Oh, just
that Captain America one that he did.
I had no idea I needed him to be my new Cap.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sam.
Yeah, somebody posted that, and at first I thought it was like going to be something offensive because we've been having to monitor so much for people being like, Sam Wilson isn't Captain America, and then it just being racism. And like it's happened a few times. Shh. Jump up if you want to jump up. What are you doing? It's happened a few times. But like when someone was like, this is my Captain America, and I was like, oh no. And sorry, my dog is sitting here and he must have help getting onto the bed. Look at him. He's just half on the bed and won't climb up. He's barking at me until I help him. Until I reach my hand down here and lift his leg onto the thing. He needs my help. He doesn't. He can jump.
He trained you.
I know.
Like, that's right.
I know. He's trained me completely, and I would love to not listen to him, but he will bark until I let him up. He can jump easily up onto the bed. He does it all the time, but instead he'll get half on and bark until I help him.
But on the podcast.
But mostly when I'm podcasting. Okay.
Yep.
Gosh, this is going to be the longest edit in the world.
Who just clapped?
It was me. It was
me.
We're in the middle of a marker here. Jeff trained me.
I'm sorry.
Just been subconsciously teaching me to, or convincing me to clap all night. Okay.
Okay.
What was I saying? Sorry. I know I was saying something before.
Jack
Talking
Black.
about the guys working.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, Jack Black.
Yeah. So I it was like looked at it with reticence. I was like, oh no, this is my real Captain America, and I clicked on it. It was just Jack Black in a Speedo, in an America flag Speedo, and
So
throwing around the shield. It's so good. And
I like he brings those smoke bombs always with the smoke bombs.
yeah.
Yes. I loved the one where he was Thor.
That's my
And,
favorite.
like, he was singing. He was singing the instrumental part of the Immigrant Song. Ah! Like,
he nails it always.
love that video.
It's really good. You got definitely check it out. I'll try to put it in the show notes because it's real funny. Real funny.
Okay.
Anyway.
Urban Gandalf says, were you as surprised as I was that Zemo ended up on the raft? After the Dora took him, I was certain he faced a dismal fate in Wakanda, but for them to just turn him over directly after getting him was not what I anticipated. I feel the same way. I think it was honestly just for plot for Thunderbolts or whatever they're going to do next, because if they just killed him, it'd be a terrible waste.
Yeah.
Well, I
But
definitely
that would have made the most sense.
I definitely think it's plot, but I also think it's probably, if you want to headcanon the reason, it just probably has something to do with their the UN treaty. Because, like, yes, he killed T'Chaka, but he also bombed the UN and probably killed dignitaries from all kinds of countries. And so it's probably not just their jurisdiction to be like, this is our prisoner now.
You know what? They did explain it a little bit in this one, because it seems like that's where they're sending all super terrorists.
Yes.
Because they were sending all Carly's people there too.
But is
Oh, yeah,
Zemo
they
a
were
super
going to the raft.
terrorist?
Yes, Zemo is a super. He bombed the UN.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, he's a super terrorist, but is he a super terrorist? You know?
I think he's super at everything he puts his mind to.
Especially dancing.
All right.
I do. Okay. I really miss Zemo. Waterfall Angel says, as I was rewatching for trivia this week, I was wondering, how does Zemo know Bucky won't react to the Winter Soldier words?
I think he probably assumes because Bucky came to him.
Yeah.
Alone.
Right? Like, yeah. I can't imagine if Bucky thought for a second that he was still programmed, he would walk into that room. And I'm sure Zemo knows that.
Or he's getting updates from Esnik, like, all over the place all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Alfred?
Yeah.
Zalfred.
Zalfred. His name is Esnik.
Esnik. It's close enough to
His
Alfred.
name is Esnek.
Braceface says, go ahead, get it out.
No. I'm fine.
In Death We Have Names.
Got you to think about it, and that's all I needed.
Braceface says, this series was definitely better than WandaVision. Sorry, that took me out of it. WandaVision started out great. Nothing could have lived up to the first 3 episodes, but hey, wait a minute. You mean the last 3? Sorry. WandaVision started out great. Nothing could have lived up to the first 3 episodes, but Hayward and the finale really brought it down. I wasn't hoping at all for Evan Peters to be a mutant, but Hayward was so bad. He had one good line. But still, the series was amazing. And the best part was the music, almost as good as Cap 2, because it was the same guy. I disagree with a lot of that, but I capture feedback.
Captured the feedback. Disagree with it, but I captured it. I have done my job this day.
That's very funny. Hey, I'll be right back. I gotta take this dog out. He's just gonna bark until we're. Yeah, be right back.
This is gonna be the longest edit, and I feel so bad.
I know. It's already 8:30.
Yeah.
Get in your crate.
I was like, what are you going for, like 2.5 hours? I was like, no, we've only done that the last like 2 or 3 weeks because there's been Black Widow trailer, Loki trailer, Shang-Chi. It's not going to go that long.
Oops.
Okay, sorry about that.
Good.
Particular things. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, he said nothing lived up to the first 3 episodes, which, like, I think is the opposite of how most people feel. But, like, I love the first 3 episodes, but they are it wasn't until episode 4 that I really got into it, you know? So that's interesting. It's just interesting that seems to have very different experience of these shows than me. I like it.
Yeah. It's crazy. Okay.
Gusto the Third in chat said, "Can I 1-star review a feedback?"
I lulled him. Smalley Briggs says, "Do you guys and Ash think that the finale of this series will help set up Thunderbolts team in the future of the MCU? If so, who do you expect to be on the team, or who would you like to be seen?"
100%. I think it's like a foregone conclusion. We're going Thunderbolts. Like if the Victoria Hand Jr. showing up and like Zemo ended up on the raft and like all these things, like it's just they're lining it up. They're lining it up. They're gonna tap it in. All they got is tap it in, and then you got Thunderbolts.
What do you think? They'll grab like characters like Ghost.
I don't know about Ghost. Although
Ghost might be dead.
Yeah.
Someone else brought that up this week.
Unless they figured it out.
Or if she got snapped, right? Like
that would save her some time.
Yeah, like because she was dying, and then also like we know she was dying, but then the mom gave her some of that quantum juice that saved her. So like we don't know how much.
But like how much did that give her? 5 extra years?
We don't know.
Don't know.
We could have given her 6 months,
She could have been blipped.
Yeah, exactly. She could have been blipped for sure. In which case, if she had 3 more days, maybe they had time to get it back, get her some juice or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it quantum milk.
Ew. Why does that sound? I mean, do it.
Because there's like a maternal figure
but
giving it out.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, like I don't.
Who's in the Thunderbolts? I think Abomination is almost a sure thing.
It's Abomination. It'll be Zemo. It'll be
definitely
Captain America.
U.S. Agent.
Yep. U.S. Agent.
Tomato.
I've heard some lists putting Agatha on it, and I love that idea.
I would love that, but I don't know.
I mean, I can totally see it. Like she's very much an anti-hero too. Like in many ways, she's the hero of the town. Like she's this. They say someone goes and wakes her up and says like Val walks up and wakes her up with whatever magic she can and says like, "Hey, we heard you saved this whole town. We want to hail you as a hero," and like bring her in and like she's a savior of a town. She's the next Doctor Strange, like yeah.
I don't know about that. Does anybody know where Agatha is? Like, did anybody see Wanda like change her and say, "You live here now, go away"?
Yeah.
I don't think.
What do you mean? That's what she said.
I don't think so. I don't think anybody like saw her do it. She didn't. She probably like
she did
Men in Black mind erased the town.
She did it right in the middle of the square.
Yeah, but then like she brought the bubble down. Like that was still while the bubble was up. So
no, I don't think it was.
Yeah, she had let it. Oh no, she let everybody out.
She let everybody out. Yeah, because she said everyone else is free, but you're gonna live like this forever. You're gonna live as the character that you chose after she'd already freed everyone else.
So they did it in front of the agents, not the town.
They weren't freed yet. Like they went to leave the town.
Either way,
but then they weren't out.
We know that the townspeople are still like producing or creating memories when they're running around as puppets, because so like we know that they saw Agatha literally like in the sky fighting Wanda, trying to like get her to do something, and then a minute later the town was released. Like it's not a weird thing to think that they think she saved the town,
Right, but
I think that town would be done with all that witchery. I think they would be like, we don't want any of this here.
Right. And like I don't know that they necessarily like them saying that doesn't necessarily bring about the authority or the ability for Thunderbolts team to come and get Agatha to unlock her or whatever.
Well, if Val's looking for powered people that she can sell to America as a team, and then she has this powered person that she can like save the town, and then we have Sarah Proctor, who's been using the Darkhold to like save. Well, no, she doesn't have the Darkhold, but we have Sarah Proctor and Senior Scratchy who've been working on freeing Agatha. You know.
Oh.
No.
That's Mephisto territory, Matt.
Yeah, you're getting deep there.
I don't think so. I've said all this when WandaVision ended. Like they left
know.
Agatha there with like a town full of people who probably think her as a hero, and Senior Scratchy.
They hate witches.
Yeah, but why would they? A witch saved them. They watched her. And Senior Scratchy is her familiar, which is like a demon who takes a form, is there to help her. Like this is exactly the familiar territory to like come along and wake her up, you know?
I don't know. I think then they would have Wanda opened the thing and was like, everybody run. It wasn't like what's her face opened it and was like, I saved you guys, get out. I don't know.
Yeah, but they didn't get out before she closed it.
Yeah.
Like they just ran away from where they were. All this is beside the point. Like all this conjecture about Agatha is not the important part here. What's important is that there has to be a god on the team, right? For the Thunderbolts to become the Dark Avengers, right? And Russell Crowe has just been announced as being Zeus. So that brings in the Greek pantheon. So we can get Ares on this team.
Ooh.
That'd be cool.
Ares or Hercules.
Yeah, or Hercules.
Yeah.
And then Hercules could have the best friend little guy that runs beside him, Amadeus Cho, right?
Right.
Who is the son of Helen Cho, as seen in Age of Ultron.
Mm-hmm. That could all tie together for sure. Who else is left? Who else is out there that we could? Kingpin. Nah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I really want Kingpin back, but I don't think that's the place for him.
Oh shit, Adrian Toomes.
Yeah, Adrian Toomes is a good one. Adrian Toomes, also Hammer or someone with Hammer Tech.
Yeah.
Someone with Hammer Tech, like, whatever. Any Iron Man ripoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or an old suit, because that's what it was in the comics. What Norman Osborn did is he got an old suit and painted it, and it was Iron Patriot.
Right.
What about him? Could that be an
Norman
interesting way to introduce Norman Osborn? Because wasn't he leader of the Dark Avengers?
He was, because he was, like, he intercepted intel and went and killed Varanki, Queen of the Skrulls in Secret Invasion. So, and he did it on camera, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, he's the savior!"
Well, isn't that a setup?
Right.
Okay. Any other call outs for Thunderbolts? Who they just basically anyone who's still alive, I feel like.
Oh, Yelena.
Yeah.
Yelena, depending on what happens at the end of this.
The new Black Widow type person that joins the team. Yeah, that could absolutely be it.
Yeah.
Or Sharon Carter as like a Black Widow type character.
I don't know.
Some females on the team. If she didn't go all power broker, I would have assumed that she was already going to be working for Val, but they took a hard left on that one.
Ooh, Valkyrie, maybe?
No,
maybe.
Why?
To keep everybody in line.
She's too honorable.
That's fair.
The question is like how honorable. If I remember correctly, in the comics, there was at least one character who didn't know it was an evil plan, right? Like the Thunderbolts was like there were characters on there who were sort of more earnest than other characters.
I feel like that's their John Walker. He's going to be the one that's like, "We're doing a good thing, guys," and they're like,
"Yeah,
so
we're doing
stupid."
He's seen the lair. He's seen our secret lair, and he still just hangs out with us like we're good guys.
Yeah.
Yep. God, it was it Sentry that was? No, it was Zemo was controlling Simon Williams. That's right. When before he became Wonder Man.
Okay. Also Red Hulk, right?
Also Red Hulk.
Yeah.
We
You
have to
think
get
that
Red Hulk.
He'll just Thunderbolt will just do it at some point. God, I hope so.
And Deadpool.
Maybe.
Let's throw Deadpool in there.
Now you're asking for
Too
all
much.
of these things that what you want,
Everybody.
and it's too much.
I want it all.
What are they gonna do with the
Yay,
multiverse,
yeah.
guys? What are they gonna do? I want to know
All
what they're
of it.
gonna do. Okay, let's get to the next feedback. We need to wrap up.
Okay.
I know.
Okay. Our Breeze says, I think the white Sam suit and the John's black suit perfectly represents both of them. Not that one is good and the other is evil, but that John's consciousness and morals are clouded compared to Sam's moral code. That is just as pure as Steve Rogers.
There you go.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Good one.
There it
Rob.
is. Perfect.
Good call. Okay. CJ Hunt says,
What's
when
his
will
name?
when will we see the boat again? I'm invested.
The boat? Oh,
Sam's
the
boat?
the shrimp boat, or
Oh,
not shrimp boat, the fishing boat.
that's Bubba Gump shrimp.
You're like New Orleans boat, shrimp boat, definitely shrimp boat.
There's only one way this can go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Let me blow. I have
Season
3
2
more
for
after the
sure.
boat.
Season 2 for sure.
Yeah. Vermilion One says, John comes out of this looking like he got majorly duped at the end. He thinks he's going to be doing good work for the government, but he's totally just a pawn, and even more than he was when he was set as the Cap figurehead. He's hoping he's getting a second chance, but in reality, he's about to get thrown under an even bigger bus in the end than the hearing he had just been in. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why they played him so like hokey dokey at the end, because you're supposed to be like, "Oh, you hot idiot, you cute dummy," you
Yeah.
beautiful tropical fish.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that's the character we just talked about him being in Thunderbolts, and I think that's absolutely
Oh man,
what's going on. Love it.
beautiful tropical fish is my favorite.
You
It's
just
really good.
so many times a day you say that. Oh, beautiful tropical fish.
Bless
People are
his
like,
heart.
oh, thank you. Hair JK says, how do we feel about Miss Carly and her crusade? Did she ultimately make her point, if only to Sam? I feel like we didn't get a lot of layers for her. I honestly didn't care. They didn't like about her that much. Not like her dying, that was sad and all. But like, I didn't care about her character. There wasn't enough there.
I feel like her character, her plight, her fight were all kind of victims of the pandemic, and having to do reshoots and whatnot, and they just kind of used what worked.
I also think it's a little bit of a victim of the fact that so like Black Panther, T'Challa was wrong in a way. By following in his ancestors' footsteps, he was wrong, and he had to be sort of convinced that he was wrong. In this case, I think somewhat because they wanted Sam to be so morally pure, they didn't let him be wrong about that. So, like, Carly, I don't think Carly convinced him because there was nothing to convince him of. He was already on her side. She's like, he says it. He says, I'm with you. I'm with you. Like, I totally agree with you, but I can't get with the way you're fighting this fight. It's like, so did she convince him? No, because he was already on her side. And so maybe that's a little bit of a like she didn't really get the moral victory like Killmonger did, because they wanted Sam to be so Snow White pure morally that they didn't, give him that
Even
chance
her
to
last
be wrong.
line, just like being quickly like, "I'm sorry." You were like, "Whoa, what do you mean? You were so into your cause." Like, if she would have just been like, I don't know.
Yeah,
It was just a weird. You could tell there was a lot of like character building and stuff between them that we didn't get to see. That he would be cradling her in his arms like that. From just him just being a nice guy. I don't know. That was the only part. This last episode, you could really tell there was some stuff lacking from what was supposed to be there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I got one more.
One more.
It's Spark Sam says, I'm really glad Isaiah got his closure and his grandson saw it. Maybe his grandfather and Sam inspire him to become patriot. I believe I heard the actor say he will be back.
Ooh.
Yes.
By the way,
was that a younger guy with old man makeup on?
yeah.
Because it really looked like that to me. Yeah.
It looked like old man makeup for sure. I think they were trying to make him look super old because I think he's supposed to be from further back in time. But yeah.
You talking about Isaiah Bradley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't talk about it at all. We were supposed to talk about it up top. We totally spaced. Captain America 4 has been announced.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Captain America 4, run by or like directed by, what is his name? Malcolm Spellman,
the showrunner from this show, correct?
the showrunner from Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Starring Anthony Mackie as Captain America.
I'm excited.
Very cool.
Does that mean we're not going to get another show anytime soon? Because if that's going into pre-production, that's like 2 years, you know.
I never thought we were going to get more seasons of these shows.
Me neither.
And then they announced Loki season 2, and so like I guess they can do more of these shows. I always thought these were all going to be 6-episode one-off things, and once they make a series, it will be weird. They could make a Captain America series and then make a Captain America movie and then make a Bucky series.
Bucky series.
I'd be down with that.
And have them all be in it. Me too. More Bucky, please.
More Bucky, please.
I'd really like to tell Bucky's story of amends. I feel like the weirdness of that book thing, like it's weird that he just crosses them all off without going to and watching him do it. I don't know.
Yeah, rushed. I'm telling you, it was a little rushed. Poor Bucky.
Low rushed.
Just a touch rushed. Anyway.
Oh, that's it. That's the last one.
I think we're there. I think we made it.
Sorry to everybody. Had a lot of really good feedback. Sorry if I didn't get to yours. You know, keep atting me. I'm here for you.
Yeah, she is definitely here, but we also do always have to narrow it down, and we had to narrow down the other feedback that was live, and that we had collected, and we have to narrow down the live feedback too sometimes. So yeah. I did want to give a small update on my computer situation because so many people were so kind to give to the GoFundMe that Jeff and Ashley put together and promoted, and like it meant so freaking much to me. And I guess I got like I really want to go and thank everybody who did it. I still haven't had time to do every individual person. So let me say here again, thank you. The GoFundMe funded completely, and it was for enough to get a really badass iMac that I was planning to get. But Zuhair Ali of the Animation Deliberation podcast, he wrote me and he was like, "What computer are you getting that's that much money?" And he was like, "You should try this one." And it was this M1 Mac. I don't know how much people know about the Mac, the new Macs and their new chipsets or whatever.
New processor,
right. Anyway, geeky stuff, but apparently these new Macs are way faster. And so he said I should try it. And this was back when the GoFundMe only had like $1,000 in it. And I was like, okay. So I went and bought it to try it. And it's like 14-day return policy. It works, but not well. Like it gets through all the editing I need to do faster than my old one did, but it gets so hot and it gets really like whatever. Anyway, it's working really well for now, but it's not going to be my long-term machine. The reason I'm holding off a couple months is because supposedly they might be announcing these new Apple chips in the new iMacs that are coming this year.
They already announced that.
No.
That's been announced.
No, those are the baby models. Only the 20.
Oh.
So they announced
Gotcha.
It's kind of like the iMacs versus the iMac. They're not called iMac Pros, but they're like the upper models with the ones they announced that are iMacs this weekend still only have 16 gigabytes of RAM. That is exactly what I have
and
now.
I know that's not a lot.
Yeah, that's what's that. The problem is that they
gotta get that terabyte.
Terabyte of RAM. Oh my gosh.
Terabyte of RAM would be ridiculous.
Yeah. So this computer that I currently have that Zoo recommended, the processor is crazy fast, but we do so much at the same time with like video calls, streaming, recording, all of that stuff happening at the same time, my RAM just cannot keep up. So that is what we're facing. And right now it's keeping up, but I know it's not going to last forever. So my game plan is to keep this for a few months until the new ones are announced, and then get the faster Mac Daddy that I was originally planning to get. And I guess either sell or trade this one in.
The Baby Macs and Mac Daddies.
Oh, and I wanted to thank you to everyone who gave. Thank you to Zuhair for recommending this puppy and letting me know that I shouldn't spend the money yet until the better ones come out, because that's good knowledge to know, because I would not have known. And I want to thank sorry, give me just a second.
Tonight we had our own little Oscars tonight. Do you need to thank it? You thanked us for being supportive for your voiceover work, Jeff. It's your turn next. I just want to thank everybody who supported me. I got my gig.
He's like,
Got one.
He's like, I thank no one.
No one helped me. This was all me.
Okay, Quentin Tarantino.
Oh. I knew a guy named Quentin once. He was weird. Also I would like to very much thank Jordan Pierce. He's one of our patrons. He wrote, and he's already been a patron for a long time, and he wrote and he was like, dude, I can't give to the computer fund because he's already giving on Patreon. Like, that's very kind of him to even want to. He's like, but I work for a company that does peripherals for those Macs that you're thinking about getting, and he sent me an awesome dock and a terabyte hard drive.
Wow.
Which it really, really badass version of both of those things to support the podcast. Like, sent me some peripherals. So I just want to say thank you. And that was from, he works for a company called CalDigit, and they make really badass peripherals. I had been looking at peripherals for weeks to try to figure out which ones I needed to get with this Mac, because it's kind of confusing. I'm not very good with tech. And then he sent me that one, and I was like, oh, these are clearly better than all the ones I've been looking at. So I just wanted to say thank you to Jordan, and thank you to CalDigit for helping us out, helping keep the podcast going, and for making badass peripherals.
Are we sponsored now? Is that what's going on?
I wanted to say thank you. I mean, kinda. I guess kinda. I need to put a CalDigit sticker on my boom arm.
Speaking of stickers, I'm still lacking one.
Don't do that
You'll
on
get
camera.
one in a
Don't do that on
so.
camera. We'll get banned from Twitch.
Oh, did you say put my face closer? You can't hear me?
Do it slower.
Stop.
That's
okay.
slow.
No, we're done. Podcast's over. Podcast over. Thank you guys so much for everything. We love y'all. 3000.
Bye YouTube.
By YouTube, by Twitch. We'll be back we'll be back soon. Next Monday we'll be doing some more news and feedback and some commissioned episodes that we've got coming. So, peace.
Bye.
Until next time, true believers.
Boop. Good job, guys.
Good job.
That was a long ass episode.
Yeah.
2.5 hours. Well, we had a lot of little breaks and stuff.
Yeah.
We're still on
My
streaming,
fault.
by the way. Oh, it's okay.
Okay.
Oh, my fault.
We're still streaming. Nah, dude, you're good.
It is Jeff's fault.
I mean, I wasn't gonna call him out while we're still streaming, but yeah, it's Jeff's fault. No, it's not your fault. I think you were a little. I think you were a little tired when we first started, because you've been doing voiceover work all day. So you went from creative voiceover work to creative discussion on a microphone. I think that's it's hard doing the same thing for hours and hours and hours, as we just did 2.5 of them.
3. We started at 6.
Well, we only we didn't record for 30 minutes. The recording was, but you're right. Yeah, we've been doing it. And I have a meeting with my mix engineer in 2 minutes. So I've got to go talk to my mix engineer. Pretty excited about that. He's supposed to finish the album tonight after so many months of trying.
Oh my god.
The album is supposed to be finished tonight. So
Which album? Is this the Black Widow album?
No. That one hasn't been started yet. It's been started. Well, no. You know what? It was started on the other computer that I lost, and I lost the files.
No.
It was only a few starts. I just started a couple songs, but
Okay.
nothing was finished. But yes, the Garage album, the double Star Trek album that I did a Indiegogo for 6 months ago. Then I had all this family stuff. Then my computer crashed, so I've been like rebuilding all the files and getting everything put back together, and it's supposed to be finished tonight. Okay.
Woo!
But yeah, love y'all Twitch. We'll see y'all Wednesday night and hang out and stuff.
Bye guys. I have to ask you guys a question.
Love you YouTube too, by the way.